It's time for Lander Valley High School basketball. Streaming video of today's matchups can be found on County 10's YouTube channel. Radio coverage is on KOVE 1330 AM or 107.7 FM. Now to the gym. Here's Matt Myers.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Lander Tiger basketball. Matt Myers here with Scott Fuller. We've got the Lady Tigers tonight playing Thermopolis here at home and senior night. And Scott, this should be, I think, a good game. It's on paper. Both these teams have conference records that are about the same. And one thing, you know, just to note, we were at Worland last Friday, and we had talked about this before, how Lady Tigers got off to a couple slow starts against Jackson and at Worland, both away games. They were able to kind of kick it in gear in Jackson and get the victory there, and they lost a tough one in Thermopolis by 1 point. That game could have went either way. I think if Lander was to play them again at regionals, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they don't want to play them again to kind of even that score out. But a couple of tough games the last two games, and Coach Powell said they just need to get back to Lander Tiger basketball tonight and hopefully get a win here. Yeah,
that's what the ladies are trying to do here this evening. And good evening, everybody watching at County 10 and listening on 1330 KOVE right here in Lander, Wyoming. But you described kind of a tough week, Matt, for these Lady Tigers on the road, playing a really underperforming Jackson team last Tuesday and then having to go to Worland. Also a matchup where on paper you thought the Lady Tigers might be able to get off to a quick start and dominate the game and kind of coast on through. That's not the way it happened in either contest. On Tuesday in Jackson, the Lady Tigers were able to kick it in gear and get back where they should be in the second half. But Worland was a dogfight all the way to the end, and the Tigers just ran out of time last Friday night, I believe it was. So, yes. Yeah, they're going to try and remedy that here on senior night. Interesting senior night here for these ladies because they will play tomorrow, but the Lady Tigers are going to be recognized here in about 5 minutes, we believe, with these seniors that they have. So usually senior night, a really emotional night, and I'm sure this one will be as well, because you know this is the last time that you're ever going to play basketball in this gym. That's not the case for these few Lady Tiger seniors. They will play again tomorrow, but still, obviously an emotional evening, and they're going to be looking to get off to a fast start, and the Lady Tigers tend to do that here in this gym as of late, so that's what we'll be looking for.
Yes, and you know, I talked to a couple of the seniors before this game, and one of the things just to mention about senior night, tomorrow night is they're going to honor the boys. And
right.
I think so. They were splitting it up evenly like that. But talking to a couple of the senior girls, and you know, they're excited to play tonight. I said, you know, you only get one senior night. I said, go out and have fun and just, you know, let it fly. But I think these seniors have been critical in the Tigers' play this year. You know, those three seniors are Kiara Lincoln, Kiara Friday, and Sandra St. Clair. And they have been pivotal throughout the season. We've talked a lot about Kiara Friday, just some of the behind-the-scenes hustle that doesn't always get recognized with stats, but she is, I think, if I was to name a person who sparks this Tiger team, I think it's her and probably Hayden Goggles, the sophomore. But three seniors going to be honored tonight. And, you know, apart from that, they are a relatively young basketball team. Several sophomores. I noticed there's a freshman that's been suiting up now in varsity. So they've got a bright outlook. But, yeah, tonight, like you said, it's going to be emotional. We saw that with Worland. In Worland, the Worland team, they had their best game of the season shooting-wise, and it was a tough loss for the Lady Tigers. But, you know, in talking to some of the parents, you know, one of the things that came out that was clear was that better to lose a game like that now and maybe not take teams for granted and just come out and play your style of basketball, and that's what we hope to see tonight. Coming into this contest, Lander has an overall record of 10-9. They're 1-4 in their quadrant, which is last place. Interestingly enough, they beat the two top teams in the northwest quadrant, Powell and Lovell. And so we'll see tonight how they do against Thermopolis, because it could easily be Lander going into regionals playing one of the two teams or even three teams that they've already beaten, which is good for them. Thermopolis comes in with an overall record of 5-13, and they're 2-3 in conference. So, again, a similar record to Worland. But I think we'll see early on if they have what kind of intensity they come out with. I know on senior night there can be a lot of jitters, but I'm looking for a different Tiger team tonight to start this game than we've seen.
Yeah, these ladies, I think, play best when they are playing kind of fast and loose and on the same page in that transition game. And, you don't want to lose that Worland game last Friday, obviously. But truthfully, is it going to matter in terms of seeding a whole lot if you're 12-10 or 10-12, whatever it might be? I mean, these Lander ladies, I think, have designs on going deep next week in Thermopolis in regionals. And no matter where you're seated, Matt, you're going to have to beat some good teams at some point anyway. So it's just, I think, hopefully a learning experience last week was trailing to a winless Jackson team at one point in the first half, and then losing that really close one-point game to Worland, who I think had only won 6 games on the season to that point. I think Lander knows they're a better basketball team, and yeah, if they get off to a good start here tonight, they can be a really difficult team to beat, especially in this gym and especially on an emotional night like senior night.
Exactly. Well, when it comes to overall team scoring, in the state, Lander's averaging 43 points a game, and Thermopolis is averaging 35, so that bodes well for the Tigers. I would like to see Lander get out here and score 70-plus points, and put Thermopolis away early. But, ideally that's what you want to see. But as we know, high school basketball, anything can happen, and somebody gets in foul trouble, and it can just set the whole course of the game off in a different direction. As far as free throws on the year, Lander shooting 56, almost 57%, and Thermopolis is 49. As far as rebounding goes, Lander is 10th in the state. They're averaging 27 rebounds a game. Thermopolis is averaging 25 rebounds a game. Lander gives up 45 points a game. Thermopolis gives up 49. So, on paper it looks pretty close, but we've talked about this before. I think on paper this Lander team is a dangerous team. I think they, apart from a couple teams that I've seen earlier on in the year, that being Douglas and Buffalo, I think they can play with just about anybody in the state when they're playing their basketball.
I totally agree with that, and I still think they're a little bit overlooked. I'm not sure for how much longer statewide, but Lander is a much better team than their overall record, and certainly a much better team than their quadrant record at this point in the season. But, I mean, they got off to a really slow start. Both the boys and the girls had some growing pains in the first part of the season, and they really turned it on after that January break, and they've been playing with a couple of exceptions. Worland was disappointing last Friday, but they've been playing great basketball, especially here at home, over the last about 6 weeks.
I think the boys team is another team that is overlooked, and it basically, what I've seen, it comes down to if Lander boys and girls are playing their game, they're going to compete with just about anybody. If they're not, then you get a Worland game like you did last week.
I would agree with that. I think they're not put together enough yet to be able to coast to victories like that, and I think that's what happened last Friday in Worland. But when they're clicking, both the teams are as good as anyone that they're going to play in regionals or maybe even state following that. So not to get ahead of ourselves, obviously want to take care of a victory here on senior night in the first of two with the boys to follow, but I think we're going to get, Matt, some recognition here of the only 3 seniors on this Lander girls team, and that's a point that you just brought up, but emotional night for those teams, the players on the team. But how young this team is and how they're not a complete product yet is pretty excigia if you're Lander.
And I'm just looking down the bench here. You've got Kendall McFadden, who's a junior. Zoe Mulholland is a junior. Georgia Chance is a sophomore. Addie Rounds is a sophomore. Brianna Lincoln's a junior. The girl that's right beside her, and I can't think of her name, she's a freshman. And you got the point guard, Hayden Goggles is a sophomore. The starting center, a sophomore. And the girl right next to her, Jamie Shoyo Ferris, is a sophomore. So they've got a lot coming up in the future. But should we take a timeout here while they're honoring the seniors. We'll honor them again once we get back from a timeout.
I'm not sure how they're going to do this. If they are going to do this with the PA announcer, I think we can get some video of that. I'm not sure when they're going to start.
That's a good point. I think they will. I think Mike Noseep is going to be announcing who the seniors are and kind of like what their future plans are.
And if we do take that break, that's exactly when they'll start. I know that from experience.
Yeah.
So we'll keep it right here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Again, there are only 3 seniors, but you talk about how young the rest of the team is. You always, Matt, need that core, that senior experienced core, whether or not they're, double-digit scores every night, just to have those girls in the locker room who have been in big moments before and have played a long time. They provide good leadership for an amazingly talented for sophomores, rest of the team. I mean, you think of Goggles and Anderson alone just being sophomores. Neither certainly plays like an underclassman.
Well, and, they also had a different coach and a different system starting this year. And so, you had Melinda Cox that coached last year. She had her style of coaching. And then you have Drew Powell comes in, and so when they change systems like that, it took a while. I think that's one of the reasons why the record is what it is. I think if you had a coach who'd been here for a couple of years, they would probably have won more games due to that consistency and getting adjusted to that new system. I remember watching Hayden Goggles earlier in the season, and she was a little frustrated, a young player out there. She has grown and matured leaps and bounds, and she does not play like a sophomore anymore, and it's just fun to watch all these players grow.
Mike Noseep announcing these seniors, so we will join the senior night festivities here before the girls' game.
Winning 19 games in a row, sophomore year, and being 6-0 in conference. Kiara's future plans are to attend Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado, to study anthropology and travel the world. I would like to also thank my parents for always pushing, inspiring, and believing in me throughout my basketball career. Ladies and gentlemen, Kiara Friday.
And that's Kiara Friday. Like I said, going to Fort Lewis College in Colorado, and I've known quite a few Native American friends of mine that have had kids that go down there.
She's been one of my favorite players to watch in just the half season that you and I have been covering Lander basketball, but she stands out as somebody who can do it all, and I saw that big game of hers a couple of weeks ago, 21 points I think that she had.
Right. Yeah, she's one of those players that kind of sets the tone defensively and that grit and intensity that you like, and that doesn't always come out in stats, but it sets a good mindset.
I think she wants to attend Utah State University to major in nursing and become a traveling nurse to assist adults and children around the world.
And I talked with Kara Lincoln, and like they said, she wants to be a traveling nurse, and we talked briefly about some of my trips to the Philippines and just how much that is needed. And neat kid. And Kara is another one of those players who she comes off the bench a lot, but she's another spark plug that has helped them out at numerous times.
Yeah, this is a team that does a great job when an Anderson or a Goggles or the typical high scorers are having a hard time getting going. There's always somebody, one of the Kiras or somebody else on the team, that is able to step up and kind of hold the water until everybody else is back on the right side of their game. So it's probably one of the most dangerous aspects of this team. They're not reliant on just a couple of scores. They're really a complete team for as young as they are.
And Sandra St. Clair, she's another one. Both her and Kara, they're three-point shooters, and Sandra comes from a basketball family. Her aunt, Sarah Robinson, was a great player here at Lander a few years ago, and her cousin Tawny Robinson was All-State, played in the WNBA for a number of years, and so quite a tradition here with these families in Lander basketball. We have the national anthem coming up here. I think we're going to have a Native American drum presentation, which will be fun to watch as well. So I think we're just going to keep it right here and let our listeners and viewers enjoy this. awesome presentation by the Native American drum presentation as we honor our three seniors, Kara Lincoln, Kara Friday, and Sandra St. Clair. And Scott, one of the things I noticed was some of the families were sharing some gifts with each other. When I worked on the reservation, it's one of the neat things about that culture that I really enjoyed was they're just very giving, very appreciative, and you're seeing that here tonight. Very family-oriented, so very awesome moment here for these seniors.
Yeah, and a closeness, too, when you play with the other girls on the team. You make, with those kind of emotions and that kind of a history and the girls knowing each other for so long, you make lifelong friends.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Well, they're still taking some pictures out there, and this might be a good time maybe to
now would be a good time. I'm glad we didn't miss any of that, though. That was a cool senior night recognition here in Lander.
So we're going to take a quick timeout again. This is Matt Myers with Scott Fuller here in the County 10 Sports Network, and we're going to be right back after this commercial message.
Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Myers Gambles is your one-stop shop for furniture, mattresses, and appliances in Lander, Wyoming. We have an unbeatable selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, and dining room. Plus, we have the latest trends in home furnishings. Our mattresses are comfortable and affordable, and our appliances are built to last. Whether you're looking for a new TV, sofa, or refrigerator, we have the perfect finish, style, and function for your home. Visit us at 420 Main Street in Lander, or check out our website, landergambles.com.
Proud to support the Tigers and Lady Tigers, we are County10.com. Now back to the ball game. Here's Matt Myers.
We are just about 2 minutes away here from getting started and getting the starting lineups for, if I can get my, we're going to wait and give you the starting lineups because being senior night, there's a good chance that all the seniors are going to start. That is a kind of a tradition you'll see in sports high school basketball. So we're going to wait and do that when that time comes. But just a couple of notes here as far as Lander, their team goes. They are led by Adeline Anderson. She's averaging 10.5 points a game, 9.5 rebounds a game. So she's kind of their spark plug inside. When she gets gone, and that's hard to stop. I would like to see how they attack this Thermopolis defense and what their game plan is tonight. They're also, Hayden Goggles is averaging 9.6, Kara Friday 8.6, Kara Lincoln 4 points a game. You also get contributions from Zoe Maholan, 2.5, and Kendall McFadden, 3.6 points a game. We've talked about this before too, that there's just, you have a couple players that are really good, but you also have a lot of contributions from quite a few of these players, and that's what it takes. If you rely on one player, we've seen this before, good defenses can shut down one player, but they can't shut down 5 players.
Yeah, Lander, a very well-rounded team, and as I mentioned earlier in the Porter's Tailgate Show, they are a team where if a couple of the typical high scorers are having an off night or just can't get things going, anybody else in the starting 5 or anybody else on that Lander bench can get things going and act as that spark plug until your Andersons and Goggles get going. So you love to see, I think it's a sign, Matt, of a well-coached team about how everybody else on the team is lifting up everybody when they need it.
And just to give you the starting lineups real quick for Thermopolis, number 4, Maggie Landon. Number 5, Cameron Farrell. Number 10, JC Owsley. Number 11, Ina Kina. And number 14, Hannah Hill. for the Lander Tigers, it's they're going to start their seniors. But first, Kendall McFadden, number 2, a sophomore, is going to be starting. And we're waiting for as the announcer's microphone goes dead.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
But I can tell you it's going to be number 4, Kara Lincoln, is also going to be starting for the Tigers tonight. Sandra St. Clair is number 22. And let's see, we also have the other senior there, Kara Friday, number 24. Now the lights come back on.
That was
and
anticlimactic.
No. As the microphone goes off for the public announcer.
Yeah, he's got a wireless mic, and they seem to have all kinds of problems. Hopefully, Matt, this doesn't, affect the scoreboard. They're having clock issues on the clocks above the baskets right now. Scoreboard looks okay, but PA announcer's mic decided after one Lander Tiger to quit.
Gave up the ghost. Again, it's Kendall McFadden, number 2, Kara Friday, number 24, Hayden Goggles, number 32, sophomore, and then the rest are seniors, Kara Lincoln, number 4, and Sandra St. Clair, number 22. So, you're really not stepping down in talent with the seniors starting. They're all great contributors, and Adeline Anderson's probably the only one that they need in there, and we'll go back in, I'm sure, shortly after this game starts. When it starts, we're ready.
We're still trying to introduce the Lander starting lineups here inside the gym, but I agree about Adeline Anderson, her size, and not just on the glass, but she's got a skill set that's evolving from down low to outside. We don't like to see her do it because it's not really Lander's game, but she can shoot threes and hit them if she has to, and she's usually the tallest player on the court in most of the games that Lander plays. But yeah, the only thing that we've seen with her in keeping her in the game, there was one game where she had foul trouble and had to sit for about a quarter. But that's kind of what we're talking about, that when Anderson's in foul trouble, for example, you have 2 or 3 other players that can step up.
Well, we're back to the announcing of the starting lineup for the Tigers. So Kendall McFadden's out there by herself right now. She's feeling a little lonely.
Try to get the music going, get the lights back down maybe, and redo this.
And wearing number 4, Kara Lincoln.
There we go. Yeah, again, number 4, Kara Lincoln, the first senior out there.
Wearing number 22, Sandra St. Clair.
Again, number 22, Sandra St. Clair.
Wearing
Number 24, Kiara Friday. And number 32, Hayden Goggles.
Hayden Goggles. Head coach, Drew Powell, assisted by Jordan Cooper and Cassie Jarvis.
So we're just getting ready to tip this off, and this should be a fun game. Thermopolis is led in scoring by J.C. Owsley, averaging 9 points a game. That's the only player that's scoring any really number of points for Thermopolis, but like Lander, they play as a team, so we'll get started here in just a second. Looks like we're ready. Lander's going to be going left to right, Thermopolis right to left. And we're ready for action. And that tip is going to be knocked out of bounds by Thermopolis.
Out of bounds, Lady Tiger basketball.
Effectively winning the tip there then. Lander gets the first possession of the game.
That was a good hustle by the Tigers just to make that go out of bounds. So Goggles will have the ball. Looks like Thermop is in the man-to-man defense at this point. St. Clair dribble drive out to the top, just looking for somebody inside, nothing there. Now Goggles has it, passes inside, and that's going to go off of Friday.
That was a good idea from Goggles there, Matt. Just a quick pass inside. Sometimes when the passing lane's there, when the idea's there, you got to make a quick decision, and just couldn't get a good handle after the pass underneath.
Sometimes those short passes can be the hardest to handle. And that's going to be a traveling on Thermopolis. That's Cameron Farrell turns the ball over. And I do apologize if I don't sound like the normal Matt Myers, maybe a little bit more like Barry White tonight. Well, not quite that deep, but my voice is going to be, I'll be giving it the best I can. So Tigers back on offense. Pass goes into Friday. Drives, puts up the shot, and it's good. Great sign for the Tigers, and Kara Friday with the first basket.
Yeah, that was a good idea there, that backside sort of off play or offside of the play cut from Kira, and that might be something that could work out for most of the game for Lander. They might have found something early on to exploit.
And a turnover by the Thermopolis Bobcats. Wait, we got a conference at midcourt. It's a jump ball, and they were going to give it back to Lander, but now I'm just checking here. Looks like there's still some questioning as to whose ball this is. Looks like it's going to stay Thermopolis ball. So
I think that tip-off may have, going out of bounds so quick, may have confused the possession arrow a little bit, but now they have that straightened out.
So Thermopolis back on offense. Looks like Lander's playing a zone here. And now we got another traveling call on J.C. Owsley.
This is all part of the game plan for getting off to a strong start and a quick start for Lander, and Thermopolis helping them out with a couple of unforced errors there, back-to-back possessions with travel calls.
Lander up early, 2-0 here. We're still in the first quarter, 6:42 to go. Goggles with the three, and she's fouled, and Hayden Goggles hits the three.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen when that was let go. Almost no spin on the ball after she caught and shot, but obviously shot went in, and Hayden will have a chance to add on to it. So the three was good, and she can make it 4.
Free throw on the way, looks good, and it is. 4-point play, and Scott, that's a great sign for the Lander Tigers, because the last few games Hayden's been off to a little bit of a slow start, and so it's good to see her shooting that ball again, because she's got a great shot.
Yeah, and her reaction when that's happening or when somebody else on the team is struggling is to try to do it all herself, and that's just the kind of player she is. But when you have this kind of a start, you may not have to take it all on yourself, and you can move the ball around a little bit.
Basket good by Ina Kina. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that name, but we'll do our best to get that right if it's not. St. Clair for three from the right side, no good. Lincoln with the rebound, and I think that, I thought that went off a Thermopolis player, but it's going to go back to the Tigers. So Lander up 6-2 here. You can see Thermopolis as part of their strategy is get that ball inside to Kina.
Out of bounds, it'll stay Lady Bobcat basketball.
Thermopolis inbounds it. Farrell out front. Again, Lander in, I can't tell if that's a 2-3 or a 1-2. I think it's a 2-3 zone. Shot on the corner by Hill, no good. Rebound comes down to Farrell. Shot up and no good. Ball's on the floor being fought for. Thermopolis comes up with it, and crowd wants 3 seconds, but no call there. I think that ball being bounced around kind of gave him a good 3 seconds in there. Now the turnover comes down to Kendall McFadden. And
have an errant basketball or a ball of some kind that came in from the stands to stop play.
And you know, Kendall just started to lose that ball. That was actually good timing. That might have been a turnover had that ball not come down from the stand. So good timing. We'll have to have a ball ourselves if that comes up again.
Emergency ball.
Emergency ball. But Tigers back on offense to get into Friday. Back out to St. Clair. Shots on the way. 3-point shot, no good. And that rebound comes down to the shortest player out there, Dazzlin Hunt. Thermopolis back on offense. Inside to Kina. Back out to the point. 3-point shot on the way. It's no good. And that ball is going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay now Lander Tiger basketball.
Now it's interesting to watch Thermopolis without Adeline Anderson in the game. On senior night here, she's on the bench, and as long as Adeline's on the bench, I would work it inside as much as possible. They've tried to do that, but they're also taking those outside shots.
Yeah, and the Tigers did a nice job of boxing out in that last play. Inside shot is no good. Friday with the offensive rebound. Gets it to St. Clair, back out to McFadden. Now Goggles is going to reset the offense. She's going to drive down the lane, back out to Lincoln for the three. It's no good, and Thermopolis will come down with the rebound. Still just 6-2 here. Inside shot is good by J.C. Owsley. Nice looking shot by her. Tigers back on offense. Zoe Mulholland just getting ready to come in the game. McFadden drives back out to St. Clair.
And Coach Powell wanting this ball to move around outside a little bit quicker than it is right now.
Drive inside, that shot is no good. Fight for the rebound again, comes down to Thermop. And Tigers up 6-4 here. 3-point shot by Hunt on the way, no good. McFadden with the rebound. She'll bring the ball up the court herself and set that offense. Inside pass to Friday.
Well, never put the ball on the floor. I'm not sure how she took more than 2 steps in that short a time, but they called the travel, and the official was in a good position to see it.
So Thermop will get that ball back. Hunt with it in the corner. Now back out, clean across the court to Owsley. Inside pass, back out to Hunt. And she does a double shift. Thermop with the offensive rebound. The putback is no good. Ball comes down to Goggles. And she's going to bring the ball up the court.
Now you got Anderson in the game for Lander. Things become a lot more challenging down low for Thermopolis.
Goggles thought about the 3, drives in, back out to McFadden. She's going to drive, puts up the shot, it's no good. And Thermopolis throws the ball up court, nobody was there to catch it, and St. Clair has it. Drives down the baseline, back out to Mulholland. She's going to shoot the 3, it's good! Zoe Mulholland, nice looking shot there, and she's another one of these Tigers that when she gets confidence with that 3, that's going to help this team a lot.
Well, I misspoke because I mistook her for Anderson. She's not quite as tall, but has similar size. So Adeline's not in the game still for Lander. But yeah, it's a dangerous player for that kind of size.
Zoe's a good rebounder. She does a good job of blocking out as well. That 3-point shot is no good by Owsley, and it's going to go out of bounds back to the Lady Tigers. Goggles will bring the ball up the court as Lander's going to set up their offense. Looking for cutters. They get it inside to Friday. Puts up the shot, no good. Hits her own rebound, puts that back up. Contact, but no call. Here comes Thermopolis. Farrell with the runner. That shot's no good. And there is McFadden with the rebound. And I'll tell you, Kendall McFadden does a nice job of rebound. That gets overlooked a lot of times as well.
Knocked out of bounds in transition by Thermopolis, so Lander will inbound under the bucket with 1:36 to go in the first quarter, up 5.
Goggles will inbound it to Mulholland, back out to St. Clair. Back to Goggles, and they're just working that ball. Thermopolis with the zone, intercepts the pass. There comes Housley, drives in, puts up the runner. The shot is no good, and there's Mulholland with a nice rebound and block out. Tigers look inside to Goggles. Turn around. I don't know. There's a lot of contact, but I think that might have been a lot of ball in that shot. So.
Yeah, they're letting them play. And again, we've talked about this quite a bit. If that's the way the officials are going to call the game, you just have to adapt to it.
Yep.
And a little sloppy on both sides, both teams. No pressure, no full court pressure so far from either team. It's all set offenses, but Lander, a really sloppy pass against that zone on the previous possession. Fortunately for the Tigers, an empty possession for Thermopolis. But we're just not used to seeing lackadaisical passing and so many mishandles on the ball. So Lander up on the scoreboard and feel like they're in control of this game early on, but they're just not quite getting going yet.
Well, the good thing, too, is Thermopolis, is playing a little sloppy, too, and they're not hitting any of their shots, and that's a big factor, too. Lander's missed some short shots, some easy shots, and so interestingly enough, Adeline Anderson's still on the bench.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anything more to that story or not. We'll find out, here before long. But Thermopolis is back on offense, moving the ball around Back out front for the three-point shot. It's no good. And there's Zoe Mulholland with another nice rebound for Lander. Here comes Kiara Lincoln in the corner to Goggles. Fires up the three-point shot. It's no good. Kiara Friday with the rebound and the putback, and the shot is good.
That shot by Hayden in the corner was just way too long. And was that Kiara Friday on the beautiful positioning, and she had to adjust. I think she was expecting that ball to hit some kind of rim, but it missed everything.
And Scott, I think it might have been a pass. That's, when you miss shots when you're a shooter, you call it a pass.
That's an assist.
And the free throw is good by Kiara Friday. So nice job. But again, there's Kiara Friday hustling inside, getting the offensive rebound and the putback, and 12-4, 36 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Vermont back on offense. Owsley with it. In the back out front, the Dazzlin Hunt. Shot is good. I couldn't see who that was. It was Hunt, so Tigers back on offense. Mulholland out front to Goggles.
Can hold for one if they want with 13 on the clock.
Dangerous pass as Lincoln gets it. Puts up the runner. Shot, looked good, but it's not. Owsley will get the rebound. Up ahead to Hill, fires a long three-point shot, and at the buzzer it is no good. And after one quarter it is Lander 12 and Thermopolis 6. So let's take a timeout, come back after this message with more Lady Tiger basketball.
Did you see Allison at lunch today? I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna text Allison. Hey, hold up, Matt's calling me. Hey, we got the food and we're on our way right now. Hey, who's coming, bro? You're the one that keeps help.
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Lander Valley High School basketball with Matt Myers can be seen all season long on County 10's YouTube channel.
Lady Tigers start the second quarter with the ball, and three-point shot is no good. Good hustle by Kara Lincoln there to tie that ball up, but it will go back to Thermopolis with the arrow.
Don't want this to turn into a scrum. Thermopolis only down by 6. They are not a fast break, quick score team, but we've seen this in a couple of games from Lander where if you let these teams hang around and they start hitting those shots, can find an interesting second half.
Indeed. Owsley has it now for Thermop. Dribble drive out front. There's nothing there. Gets it in the corner to Hill. Back out to Hunt. And we got a 3-second call on Austin Slago.
Crowd asking for that, and a couple of points in the first quarter. And usually the official will give you a courtesy in there of, I'm going to start calling that. And there's your first 3-second call of the game.
Tigers moving the ball out front. Sinclair has it, drives. Now she passes the ball, stolen by Thermopolis and Hunt. Tigers will bring the ball, Thermopolis half court. In the corner to Owsley. Back out front. Now Hunt with it out front, and in the left side to Hill. Thermopolis moving that ball around, and the Tigers staying in that zone. Turnaround shot is no good, and there's Mulholland with another rebound. Pass up ahead is going to go out of bounds. Might have been trying to force that one a little bit there to Hayden Goggles.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a transition opportunity there, but threw the pass just a little bit too far. And again, unforced error from Lander.
Thermopolis back on offense. Farrell with it out front. Drives now. She's going to dish it out to Owsley for a long three. That shot's no good. Thermopolis with the offensive rebound, and shot's no good. And Mulholland with another rebound. Friday drives baseline. Back out front to Lincoln. Tigers going to set their offense back up. Inside pass to St. Clair. Turnaround shot. It's good.
Well, that's exactly what Lander was trying to do on the previous possession and start that in transition. Couple of nice passes, and they ran their offense to the Lady Tigers pretty much like it's supposed to look. I think Coach Powell would take a start to every possession with at least a little transition.
Now the running shot is no good by Farrell, but she's going to be fouled and go to the line for two.
This is going to be the first foul on either team, I believe.
Tiger foul on Zoe Mulholland.
In terms of this quarter.
So that foul's going to be on Mulholland. That's just her first. Free throw on the way is good by Farrell.
Yeah, Evelyn Anderson's still on the bench here. This is not a senior night thing, I don't think, at this point. Not sure.
Yeah, there's been several other players playing that are not seniors, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. Second free throw is no good. I think they're going to call a lane violation. Yeah. I think Carol Lincoln, she was trying to stay out of the lane and lost her balance and her foot. She's got those bright green sneakers, so it's kind of a little bit of a giveaway.
Trying to blend in with the lane maybe there.
Second free throw is no good, and Lincoln gets that rebound, so nice job by Carol Lincoln. She's going to bring that ball up the court. She's kind of got guard ability as well when she gets that fast break on. McFadden out front. Now to Lincoln. Tigers moving the ball in the perimeter, just trying to find something there. And got cutters going through that lane back and forth.
This is good, though. This is Lander's offense. Just looking for something inside.
Friday was there. Now they get it to her. Shots up, and it's good. That's just hard work and posting play by Kara Friday. Boy, you love that. And that hard work inside.
Yeah, I love seeing that from Lander. Good passes all around, and finally somebody opens up inside.
Three-point shot in the corner's no good. There's Carol Lincoln. Here come the Tigers back on offense. Pulls up for a 15-foot shot. It's good.
This is a lot more like it for the Lander Lady Tigers. You start that possession in transition and force the defense to get back and get them off kilter a little bit and pass the ball around if needed. That time, Lincoln just saw a wide open shot and took it.
Shot by Owsley's no good. There's Mulholland again for another rebound. Up ahead to Friday. Lincoln thought about the three.
A lot better passing here to start the second quarter. A much crisper game for Lander.
Back to St. Clair out front. The Mop still in that man-to-man defense. Out to McFadden. Fakes, drives down the lane. Back out to Lincoln for a long two. Just misses. And there's Mulholland for another rebound.
These extended possessions, if you're in man-to-man, is very tiring for a defense.
St. Clair with the 15-footer. It's good. And you're exactly right, Scott. This game, they've gotten more offensive rebounds to keep those possessions alive than a lot of these games we've seen in the last couple weeks. 20-7 as Owsley fires a three-point shot, and it's good.
It's a very important bucket for the Lady Bobcats there. That keeps them in the mix here at the end of the first half.
St. Clair's going to fire a three. It's no good. And a couple Thermopolis players kind of collided at the baseline. It's going to go out of bounds back to the Lady Tigers. They're up 20-10 here with 3:17 to go here in the first half.
So I would say this is the fast start that we were looking for. It didn't happen out of the blocks for Lander. There was some acclimatizing, I think, that Lander had to do in that first quarter, but the second quarter has been all Lander.
Yeah, they're looking more like the team we come to expect this year. Tigers get the ball after the turnover. Inside pass to Chance, misses a short shot. Rebound comes down to Owsley, so we got two Owsleys out there. Number 3 and number 10. Chloe with it. Back out to JC. Inside pass to Keena. It looked like a travel, and they are going to call that.
Good defense inside. Lander forcing another turnover.
You know, and Tigers, again, good defense. Like you said, they went straight up. They didn't come down. So they made the referee call it. Tigers back on offense. Out to St. Clair. Dribble drive right side to the baseline. Puts up the runner. Shot is no good.
Tough shot.
It's going to come down to Thermopolis. I like what I see from the seniors that are out there, though. When they're out there, they're driving. They're making the shots. As soon as I say that, there's a corner three-pointer by Maggie
Those
Landon.
threes are keeping Thermopolis in this game. It is in danger of Lander running away from it. Now back down to 7 points.
Back out to Mulholland. Lander looking for some cutters. Nothing there. Back to Goggles. And
boy, when that was called, I didn't see anybody for Lander even close to the lane, but they are going to call a 3-second
that was an interesting call because, yeah, I thought the same thing. It's like, am I missing a player? But the turnover goes back to Thermopolis. 2:03 to go here in the second quarter. Lander staying in that zone. Ball's on the floor, but Owsley gets it back. Looked like a travel. Now the pass is intercepted by St. Clair. Well, might have got away with the double dribble there, but no call.
We'll say it was tipped.
Goggles back out to Chance. Thought about the three. Mulholland's going to drive back out to Chance. She's going to fire the three. It's no good, but there's Goggles for the rebound. And ball goes back and finally drops.
She's hard to defend down low because she's so aggressive and she's so quick, and she's got one speed down there. She's going downhill to the basket, so it's difficult to defend her without fouling her.
We got a quick 30-second timeout here with Lander up 22-13, 1:26 to go here in the second quarter. Let's just take a moment here to thank a couple of our sponsors. Bailey's Tire and Auto is proud to support our local athletes. Our full-service tire and auto shops are located at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. Also, White Dot reminds you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. And the Wyoming Catholic College is proud to cheer on local athletes. Your dedication on and off the field is admirable. Find us online at wyomingcatholic.edu. Thermopolis will get the ball after that short timeout. Owsley with it, dribble drive right side. Back out front. Long three-point shot is no good. Fight for the rebound, and it is going to go back to the Tigers.
Apparently not touched by a Tiger on the rebound, so Lander again forcing a one-opportunity possession for Thermopolis.
Tigers with the ball in the corner. St. Clair being hounded. And looks like they're going to call a foul on one of the Lady Bobcats.
It's a break for Lander because she was in trouble over there.
She was, and it's one of the things when you have a teammate that's being double teamed, somebody's got to be cutting the basket, get open, and because somebody's going to be open. Chance will inbounds it. Get it out front to St. Clair.
At the 1 minute mark here of the first half.
Well, the pass is almost intercepted. Goggles gets it back. In the corner to Friday. Drives baseline. Back out to Goggles. Now to Chance. St. Clair left side out to Friday. She's going to fire. There's a long shot. I guess they couldn't tell if they called that a three or not. It was no good. So Thermopolis with the rebound back on offense. Owsley in the corner to her sister. Now the pass is stolen by Georgia Chance. Puts up the shot, and it's no good, but she's going to be fouled.
Good anticipation there from Georgia to see the pass coming, and then with her left hand going down the left side, draws a foul, has a chance for free throws with 27.9 remaining in the first half.
J.C. Owsley's first foul, and Chance will go to the free throw line looking to convert, and she hits the first one. So
into the Thermopolis Bobcat lineup, number 2, Daslin Hunt, number 5, Cameron Farrell, back into the Tiger lineup, number 13, Zoe Mulholland.
So far, the Tigers 3 for 3 on the free throws, and we're not going to jinx Georgia because she's going to make this one too, we hope. And that shot is good as well.
I'm glad she made that, Matt, for your sake.
They talk a lot about the broadcaster jinx, and it's like I remember shooting free throws. I never felt like somebody was, up there causing my shot to go off.
That's the last thing you're thinking about. That's true.
Exactly. 16 seconds to go in the first half. Lander up 24-13. Owsley with it, fires a three. It's no good, and fight for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. I was going to say, it's hard to say who that went off of.
It should be Lander, and some time, 6.6 to make something happen before halftime.
Goggles will get it. Right side pass to Chance. She's going to fire a long three-point shot. It had a chance. But that shot is no good. And at the end of the first half, it's your Lady Tigers 24 and the Thermopolis Lady Bobcats 13. We're going to take a timeout here. Send us back for some timeouts, and we'll come back with some stats, some commentary, and analysis. Again, this is Matt Myers with Scott Fuller here on the County 10 Sports Network, KOVE 1330. We'll be right back after these timeouts.
Perfect Power is a proud supporter of athletics and student athletes all across Fremont County. Perfect Power provides services for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. Darren Hubble, owner and master electrician, has over 30 years of electrical experience. Darren's trustworthy team of professionals can get the job done right. Perfect Power, serving Fremont County and surrounding areas. Stop into 1320 West Main Street, Lander, or give them a call at 307-332-7184.
Wyoming knows hard work. And at Fremont Chevrolet GMC, we know Wyoming. Here, things are just built to last. Over the last 8 decades, we've had one priority: to serve the people of Wyoming. We are dependable. We are your neighbor. We are Wyoming. Visit Fremont Chevrolet GMC in Riverton today.
KOVE10 is your Fremont County news leader. We're everywhere, on the web, mobile, social, and on your radio dial, with all the news you need to feel connected. From sports to board meetings and community features, we work hard to bring you all the latest updates you care about. Visit us today at county10.com. County 10, community connected.
Make your home improvement projects a breeze with Sutherland's, your home improvement experts. Always the right products at the right price for every project, every day. You can shop and pay online at Sutherlands.com, and we'll get it ready for easy in-store pickup. With the tools and the know-how, you can count on Sutherlands for any job. With over 30,000 items in stock, make your first stop at Sutherland's Home Improvement in Casper and Riverton. Lander Valley High School basketball with Matt Myers. Radio coverage is on KOVE 1330 AM or 107.7 FM.
Matt Myers back here with Lander Tiger basketball with Scott Fuller. And Scott, that was more of it like the Tiger basketball we've come to see, although it was a little bit of, I don't want to say a sloppy first half. I think Thermopolis, maybe just the level of competition. They are not probably playing their best game of the season either, but give the Tigers credit. They were getting offensive rebounds, and they outscored Thermopolis 12-6 in that first quarter. They outscored them 12-7 in the second. So they're consistent, and both teams are actually pretty consistent, but they're up here 24-13, 11-point lead here at halftime.
Yeah, I think there were moments, Matt, at the end of the first quarter especially, where you could fairly categorize some of the play as sloppy on both sides. Lander not passing the ball in that first quarter, I don't think, as efficiently and quickly as their offense is designed to do. But despite the fact that Lander scored 12 points, as you just mentioned, in both of the first 2 quarters, I think that second quarter was twice as good. That's how they want to run the offense, is start things in transition, get some passing around the perimeter and try to open something up inside. And if something opens up in the meantime, then go ahead and take it. And that was working a lot better for Lander in the second quarter. So I would say overall, pretty good start, fast start for Lander. I think they accomplished what we thought they needed to kind of get control of this game. Just an 11-point lead right now, but I think they sent Thermopolis into halftime with a lot to plan against. And Lander coming out in the third quarter is, I think, just going to have to do what they've already done, especially in that second quarter.
Right, and when they started the three seniors, and they all contributed. They all had a good first half, and you love to see their effort. One thing about these seniors, there's not anything lacking when it comes to effort. Lander was led in that first half with Kara Friday with 7 points and 2 rebounds. Zoe Mulholland, she hit the three-point shot, but she had 6 rebounds, and several of those were offensive rebounds as well. Kara Lincoln had 2 points, 2 rebounds. Sandra St. Clair with 4 points. Georgia Chance with 2. And Hayden Goggles with 6. So, it's that contribution that we've come to see spread out across the board. Thermopolis was a little bit different. They were led by J.C. Owsley with 5, Maggie Landon with 3, Daslin Hunt with 2, Ina Kaina with 2, and that rounds out, and then Cameron Farrell with 1 free throw rounds out their scoring. So I would expect, in the second half, I would not be surprised at all if Lander doesn't even spread this out even more. Again, Lander played good. They didn't play their best.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's fair. I think they got closer to Lander girls basketball in the second quarter, as we mentioned. Now, Zoe's out there leading the team in rebounds with 6, but she's getting all this playing time with Adeline Anderson on the bench, and we're not sure why. I don't think I've seen a game since January where she hasn't played, and certainly not played an entire half. So obviously don't want to speculate about that. We may be able to ask Coach Powell about that. Could be as simple as just wanting to rest her before back-to-back games. I am not aware of anything that happens injury-wise last Friday that would have carried over. So the flip side of that, Matt, is Lander putting together a pretty good first half with one of their biggest offensive threats on the bench for the entire first half. So Lander, as we sort of expected, back out here on the floor with a full 3 minutes to warm up. I don't think they have a whole lot more to discuss except go out and do some more of what you closed out the first half doing. And it's going to be interesting to see if Thermopolis wants to throw any kind of defensive wrinkles in there, maybe switch up to a zone and try to get in the passing lanes. But they've got hill to climb, down 11, and Lander, I think, in the driver's seat at halftime.
Exactly. One note, too, the same Lady Tiger basketball team, they will be playing here tomorrow night, as well as the boys team. They will be playing Lyman. That game's going to start at 5:30 for the girls and 7 for the boys. That's going to be an interesting matchup. The Lady Tigers lost in Lyman by 3, and that was a close game throughout. I think the Lady Tigers have improved a lot since then, and so I think that's going to be a good test tomorrow, and that's going to be a conference game in their quadrant. So they're going to need to get that game if they can, and I'm just curious to see how they play against Lyman, but I think it's going to be, again, a good indication of how they've improved throughout the year. The boys will be playing immediately following this game against Thermopolis as well. They will be honoring the senior night will be tomorrow for the boys. I did hear Sarah Stauffenberg, the athletic director, say they were going to be honoring some seniors. I think it's either at the end of this girls' game or halftime of the boys' game, and I don't remember the sport he mentioned. If I'm not mistaken, it's either cross country or golf. It's one of those other sports with some seniors in it. So, again, some good recognition for these seniors who have put in 4 years of hard work and a lot of time and a lot of effort, and it's good to see them honored. Yeah, and always an emotional night, and a game you always want to win. For the girls, it'll be a senior night here tonight. The girls were recognized before the game, Lander's 3 seniors. And I like what you said, Matt, about all 3 of them. Both Kira's and St. Clair all contributed on the ball and away from the ball in that first half. So it looks like we're going to have the Same starters for the Lady Tigers. We'll wait till they get out there, but yeah, we'll give you updates if we find anything out on Adeline Anderson. It's hard to say what the situation might be there.
Not concerned at this moment, Matt, but she is a piece of this team that you really want to see in Thermopolis for regionals next week. She's a very important part of this Lander team offensively and defensively.
So it looks like we have Kara Lincoln number 4, Kara Friday number 24. Same starters as first half. St. Clair 22, McFadden number 2, and point guard is going to be Hayden Goggins. Thermopolis will get this ball to start the second half. And you probably heard the band, the Lander band is playing here in the background. So a little hard for us to hear at times, but I'm sure you could hear them playing, and nice job by the Lander band. Thermopolis back on offense, hunting with it to the left side. Trying to get it inside. The ball's on the floor. Owsley gets it back somehow and puts the shot up, and it's good.
Unfortunate break there for the Tigers. It was pretty well defended. Just sometimes the ball bounces right where it needs to go for the offense.
Friday has it. A nice hesitation. Puts up the shot. Nice job. Wow, that hesitation gets the defender, kind of freezes them, and then she just took off again on the baseline.
I think she's an easy player to overlook in terms of how quick she is and how explosive she can be on the dribble.
They called my daughter the silent assassin, but I have to admit with Kara Friday, she's kind of got that same mentality. You just overlook her sometimes. There she is with another rebound. She's going to bring the ball up the court herself. Now in the corner to Lincoln. Back to Friday for the give and go, and she scores. Kara Friday, back-to-back buckets for the Tigers.
Leading this team in scoring, and you can never tell. She's capable of doing it every night. She's not usually your high scorer, but she is humming along this evening.
Three-point shot by Thermopolis, rims around.
I'll say it hit the top of the backboard there.
Yeah, we were up in Jackson last week, and they had a wire that came down to in the middle of that basket, and I don't know how many shots kept hitting that. It's kind of a weird thing. You don't usually see that. Lincoln has it in the corner to St. Clair. Thought about the three. Back out to Goggles. Lost the ball. It's on the floor. Nice hustle by McFadden.
I hope Hayden's all right. It didn't look like a slip as much as twisting something or pulling something. See if she's going to stay in the game. Seems to be favoring that foot, though, after falling to the floor, which is too bad for the Tigers because that was a good-looking play. I like St. Clair passing on that look to Hayden. She just lost the handle.
But she stays in the game, and the Tigers will get the ball back. McFadden dribble drive out front, nothing there. Now back to Lincoln. Fires a three-point shot. It's no good. Fight for the ball. It's on the floor, and Thermop's going to come up with it. Hunt will bring the ball up the court. In the corner, long three-point shot is good by Maggie Landon. She had one of those in the first half.
Every time you think the Bobcats might be on the ropes, they come up with one of those threes to keep them in shouting distance.
Friday inside, turnaround shot is good. And Kara Friday starting to take over in this second half for the Tigers. Thermopolis with no answer for her inside game. Hunt with the running shot, no good. Fight for the ball comes down to St. Clair. Nice job with Sandra St. Clair getting that ball out of traffic, but the pass is going to go out of bounds back to Thermopolis. You hate to see that after a good hustle play to lose the ball just like that right back. Oh, Thermopolis, that hurt. Two players ran into each other. You can hear that smack clean up here. And the ball's still on the floor.
That was a very odd play, Matt. Ball rolling just about the full half court toward the Lander basket, and nobody was able to corral it.
And I'll tell you, those two Thermopolis girls, they went for that ball. You could hear that smack. I thought one of them was going to end up on the floor. Somebody's going to have a sore jaw tomorrow.
Fortunately, they look okay.
Owsley with it inside. Nothing there. Back out on the left side. The shot is no good. St. Clair with another rebound. Pass up ahead to Goggles. Now to Lincoln. Shot no good. Nice passing by the Tigers, though.
We've made something of Adeline Anderson being on the bench for the whole first half. She is about to check into the game now.
And we've got another jump ball. And this will go back to the Tigers. So
she's going to come in with Zoe. The two of them represent some size that Thermopolis just doesn't have, so it'll be interesting to see what they try to do to counter that.
Yeah, it's like you said, a lot of speculation why she spent this much time on the bench, but we're not going to go there. So,
and she wasn't. I mean, the Landers pretty well in control of the game.
McFadden with the three from the corner. That's what you want to see from Kendall McFadden. That's got to be a confidence booster. She's smiling coming down the court. Nice looking shot as well. Now she steals the pass. Here comes Kendall McFadden. Puts up the shot and it's good. Kendall McFadden with 5 points in like 20 seconds.
I think Thermopolis may want to use a timeout. Doesn't look like they will, though.
They're Lander up 35-18, extending this lead here in the third quarter with 4:02 to go. Inside pass is knocked out of bounds. No, Adeline Anderson gets it with the steal. Up ahead to McFadden. Back to Zoe Mulholland for a three-point shot. Bounces around, no good. Fight for the ball. And we got another jump ball. Nice hustle by Adeline Anderson.
Well, she looks fine. So whatever kept her on the bench, probably a coach's decision. And she's out there looking as she usually does.
You know, even though you don't get the ball in that possession, what it does is this doesn't give Thermopolis the free rebound to go. Now the next jump ball will go back to the Tigers.
Yep.
So there's a benefit in that hustle. Thermop back on offense. And that interior pass is going to be stolen by Hayden Goggles. She's going to bring that ball back out front. Looking inside, trying to get it to Anderson. Now in the corner, Friday with this shot, no good. Ball goes out of bounds, saved by Thermopolis, almost stolen by Kara Friday.
Really like what Lander's doing in their set defense, getting in those passing lanes. They're just giving Thermopolis fits here in the second half.
Lander staying in that zone. Thermop just doesn't have an answer for it yet. Now they get the interior pass, and the shot is no good by Slago. The backup shot's no good. I think we got a foul here, I think.
Called a foul. Is that Zoe on the other side of that play? It was interesting. Adeline Anderson over-pursued defensively, and you never see her do that. And she was on the floor and out of the play, and Thermopolis missed twice. Kind of a missed opportunity there for the Bobcats.
Shot is blocked by Anderson as Friday has the ball up ahead to Goggles. Looking inside, get it to Adeline Anderson, turn around. Oh no, she passes it. Friday with the shot, it's no good. Rebounds on the floor, and the ball comes down to Keena. We got a foul at the other end. Excuse me, that is not Keena, that is number 20. That's my mistake. That is Dabdeen King.
They got Hayden Goggles on the foul, and she'll come out of the game. Foul's not really a factor so far in this game, Matt, either individually or the team fouls.
They have been letting them play, and no gross fouls missed or anything like that, but they are letting them play, and that's a good thing for the Tigers to adjust to. Just a note here as well, next week regional tournament will be in Thermopolis, and so it'll be fun to see how these Tigers, who they play and who they match up against, as that ball is going to be on the floor again, and there's Adeline Anderson on the floor hustling in that ball. Now we'll go back to the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, she looks fine, good form. Mentioned that regional next week in Thermopolis, Matt, and I think a game I'd circle if it does come to pass is that Worland game. Tigers losing to Worland by 1 last Friday night. I'm sure they'd love to have another shot.
Pass is going to be tipped out of bounds. It will stay Lady Tiger basketball. 2:11 to go here in the third quarter. Tigers up 35-18. Lincoln with it out front. Being guarded by Owsley. It looked like she's hugging her. No call there. Mulholland back. Oh, that passes. I don't think that was tipped.
No, they're saying that's over and back and a turnover.
Well, I think the other referee is coming over to talk. I think he's saying it was tipped. He was the closest to it. So they will give it back to Lander.
Don't often see that, but we'll take it.
Well, and he was standing 2 feet from that pass, so he'd have the best view on it. it looked like from here that it was just an over and back, but pass out front to McFadden, now into Anderson. She's looking inside to Friday.
That was a good idea there for Adeline, looking for Kiera Friday down low. That might have been an issue of Adeline's height, trying to find a good angle to get that ball down to Kiera Friday and just threw it out of bounds.
And speaking of throwing out of bounds, Cameron Farrell's going to throw that out of bounds, and the turnover will go back to the Lady Tigers. Farrell Lincoln with it. Dribble between the legs, now in the corner to Mulholland, inside to Anderson. Pass to Friday. Shot is going to be blocked by Thermopolis.
Again, a good idea, but Adeline obviously can put that ball up too.
Yeah, she's definitely passing a lot inside. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Adeline Anderson.
It came down on the ball. Looked like a lot of ball from here, but did not go straight up.
Yeah, I think she got the ball with her hand and fouled her with her body is what they're calling. So at the free throw line for Thermopolis is going to be Davdeen King. First free throw on the way is no good.
Number 31, G. Chance, and number 32,
We'll see Hayden Goggles and Georgia Chance come back in. Kiera Friday will sit. I didn't see who else came out for.
I think that was it. Second free throw, no good. There's Adeline Anderson with a nice rebound. Tigers back on offense. Mulholland has it back to Goggles. Inside pass to Adeline Anderson. Turnaround shot is no good. And tough defense there by Thermopolis. Farrell has it now on the right side to Owsley. Back out to Farrell. Drives, puts it inside. Shot is no good. Turnaround shot is no good. Ball comes down to Adeline Anderson, and the Tigers are back on offense. In the quarter to Georgia Chance. Thought about the three. Back out to Lincoln. She's going to fire the long three. That shot's no good, and Farrell comes down with it for Thermopolis. Going to drive in the lane. Back out to Owsley for three. That looked good, no good. And Zoe Mulholland, that's one of those times where she had the rebound. I think she was turning around to pass it and turned around right into the defender.
And that was a heady play by the Thermopolis defender to tie it up. The arrow is to Thermopolis. There are 17 seconds left in the third quarter, so plenty of time for the Lady Bobcats.
Interior pass is going to be now intercepted up ahead to Hayden Goggles. Puts up the running Leah layup, no good. Lincoln with the rebound. Chance, 6 seconds to go. Mulholland's going to fire a three-point shot. Oh, thought that was good. And now the ball comes down, and Thermopolis has the rebound. We got a foul on Adeline
again. Yeah, that was inadvertent. She was just going for the rebound and bumped into the Wildcat player. So only a second now left for Thermopolis to try to do something.
Going to let that ball bounce. Now they're going to throw that ball way up court, and nice effort, but falls short. So after three quarters, it is Lander 35 and Thermopolis 18. Let's take another timeout here, send it back to the studios. We'll be back after this timeout with more Lady Tiger basketball.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Nobody likes to be stopped by the police, but if I'd seen her texting while driving and given her a ticket, it just might have saved her life.
This is Maven, award-winning optics for the adventurous. From binoculars to spotting scopes, Maven has you covered. Be prepared for scouting, wildlife watching, or any outdoor adventure. As a proud sponsor of local high school sports, we wish all the Fremont County athletes the best of luck this season. Visit mavenbuild.com for more information and to order. Maven, discover something new.
Proud to support the Tigers and Lady Tigers. We are County10.com. Now back to the ball game. Here's Matt Myers.
Matt Myers back here with Scott Fuller as we start this fourth quarter. And it's going to be let's see. It's going to be Tiger basketball.
Official checking with the score to make sure, yep.
Lander outscored Thermopolis in that quarter. It looks like 11-5. So they've been pretty consistent. They've scored 12, 12, and 11. And Thermopolis pretty consistent too. They've scored 6, 7, and 5. So Lander again pulling away in that third quarter, up by 17 as they start this fourth. Now St. Clair passes it inside to Friday. Another shot's going to be blocked, but she's going to be fouled.
I'm going to say she was shooting as she was fouled, so 2 shots for Kira Friday.
Interesting thing, Scott, too, the Tigers are passing the ball a lot, and sometimes it's almost too many times. It's almost like they should probably put that short shot up, but in this case, Friday with a nice hustle gets rewarded.
I think that's fair. I don't disagree with that, especially those short passes. As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, those can be difficult to corral. You don't have as much time to react to the ball, what your teammate's trying to do.
Second free throw on the way is good, and I don't know how to say this. Tigers are 6 for 6 from the free throw line.
Well, that's going to make Coach Powell pretty happy.
And that's a good sign for any team to make those freebies. Farrell has it out front for Thermop. Lander hounding the outside player. Now the interior pass is, we got a collision on the floor. It's Keystone Cops. Everybody's falling down everywhere.
No whistles.
Tigers back on offense. Interior pass is going to go back out of bounds. Stay with Lady Tiger basketball. I apologize on that other end. I did not see who had the ball for Thermopolis inside at first. It was King, and she lost it on the floor. So Lady Tigers with the ball. Goggles inside to Adeline Anderson. Nice pass.
She can do that all day. That's what you like to see from Adeline. She does a great job of establishing her feet down there and then knows exactly where she is under the basket.
Thermopolis back on offense. They get it to Owsley. Inside to King. She loses her footing, and they're going to call her for traveling.
There you see Adeline on the other end, just her physical size, her presence down there. She's difficult to navigate and negotiate. And when she's even when she's not on the ball making that play, she's forcing a turnover.
Yeah, that's a great point. Friday back to Goggles. Drive a cross-court pass to St. Clair. Shot is good from 15. Nice-looking shot by Sandra St. Clair, and these seniors continue to contribute.
It's a really nice look across the defense, too. Good pass.
Owsley with it. Fires a three-point shot from the corner, and that is good. JC Owsley with a three-point shot. And she's playing a nice game. She's got 10 points for Thermop. She is their leading scorer, so that is her average. Nice pass inside to Anderson. That was a tough pass, and she made a great catch. Just couldn't finish it. Thermop back on offense. Turnaround shot by Slago is going to be, ball's going to be stolen. Now it's on the floor, and again,
Tigers are going to give it right back on a travel, but there again, Adeline Anderson, she's just so difficult to do anything against in the lane or on the blocks, and ended up getting the block and then the turnover. Unfortunately, the Tigers turning it right back over after a travel in transition, so the Bobcats will try again.
Offense for Thermopolis looking inside. Nothing there. Now they go to the corner. Hunt drives, puts up a 15-footer. It's no good. Again, fight for the ball. The ball's on the floor. And we got another jump ball.
Girls falling all over the floor and ends up being a jump ball.
So Thermop will take it out of bounds underneath their own basket. Hunt with it. Inbound pass to Owsley for three as she fires it. It's good. And suddenly J.C. Owsley is on fire for Thermopolis.
It's pretty much just her offensively, but give Thermopolis some credit. They're down quite a bit, but they're trying to claw back in here in the fourth quarter.
St. Clair from the corner. That three-point shot is good. Nice job, Sandra St. Clair. And we got a quick timeout by Lander. 30-second timeout. with 5:33 to go here in the third quarter. Lander up by 20, 44-24, just as Owsley for Thermopolis hits a couple threes, and St. Clair answers right back.
Yeah, you like to see that answer for sure. Lander establishing things and saying, no, you're not going to claw back in this game. We had a fun moment before this broadcast started, Matt, with Sandra's, it would be her aunt, I believe, came up with a kind word about us. She's from Arizona, and she loves to stream the games back home and watch her niece play. And she had a great T-shirt, full-on team photo or player photo of Sandra on her T-shirt. So she's amongst the cheering fans after that three for sure.
It's a nice thing about YouTube is that you can watch anywhere. I texted one of my friends from California and said, hey, tune in if you'd like and support the Lady Tigers, but it does allow relatives and friends from all over the place to watch and root on their team. Shot on the way, no good. Nice rebound there by Keena.
Hayden Goggles got hit with an elbow there, and she's going to ask to come out of the game. She may be bleeding a little.
I think she got hit right in the mouth on that fight for the ball. Looks like Thermopolis is going to try the full court press. That's the first time we've seen that tonight. Tigers break it. Friday gets the pass inside to Anderson, and there's an easy 2-point.
One of the things that Adeline Anderson does, one of many that makes her so dangerous, is she's, for her size, she's the first one down there. She's the first one under the basket in transition more often than not. And that's tough to defend as Lander able to break the press and get an easy two.
You're going to see that every player on this team hustles, and that's just good, good coaching there to keep the players hustling. So Farrell was fouled on that shot by Thermopolis. She's going to go to the line for two.
4:43 is about the time where Lander can look to put this game away. Do a couple of good possessions after the free throws, hopefully, for the Tigers.
That first free throw is no good.
Back into the Lady Bobcat lineup, number 10, J.C. Owsley.
Farrell will be back up there for the second free throw. Trying to convert one of two. Second shot is good. I'm always amazed too, Scott, how you'll see this in the NBA too, but how players will miss the first free throw and the second one looks perfect. Interior shot, no good. Anderson there with the offensive rebound and putback.
Once again, one of the first Tigers down there to collect the rebound and put it back.
Now the ball is on the floor, stolen by Lincoln up ahead to McFadden. Puts up the shot, no good, but they're going to call the foul. You can kind of see that coming. Sometimes that can be a little dangerous when you're going up and you're being trailed by a defender and they're coming in fast and hard. But McFadden will go to the line to shoot two free throws.
Not the smartest foul there. Defender did a good job of getting into position as best she could and contested the shot, but she did end up fouling. May work out for Thermopolis, though, as the first free throw is no good.
So McFadden will get one more. Again, Lander up 48-25 here, pulling away here in this game. Second free throw looks good. It is. Lander 7 of 8 on the night. Still great job from the free throw line. Owsley has it for Thermop. Being guarded a little bit tighter now. Pass is good by Slagle, and she didn't call bank shot, but it was a bank. Press still on by Thermop, and
I think that ball went back to the Tigers. It did. Nice hustle there by Anderson.
Kara Lincoln, that's senior leadership, telling her teammates to just calm down, everybody. You don't have to rush it. Pass up ahead to St. Clair, now up to Friday. Puts up the runner, shot is no good. There's Anderson for the rebound. That is not a travel. That shot was blocked. I don't see how that is a travel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Adeline Anderson going up on the second chance, and she had the ball as she was in the air, knocked out of her possession.
Yeah, if anything, that's a jump ball. It should not be a travel. But
yeah, that resets the offensive player's ability to step there.
Come out back on offense, get the ball in the corner. The shot is no good. There is Friday with a nice rebound. Up ahead to McFadden. and she's going to be fouled on the fast break layup attempt.
Lander is always sniffing transition. They're always trying to force it down, and they do a pretty good job of pulling it back and running their offense, but I think that's an important part of what keeps you off balance when you're playing Lander.
And Kendall McFadden, she's also on the track team, and she is a fast runner. And you see that come out in these fast breaks as she misses that first free throw attempt.
At 3:31 left in this one. Lander in control.
Second free throw bounces out, no good. Thermop with the rebound. And Owsley does not handle that pass, so it's going to go back to the Lady Tigers.
Miscommunication there, I think, for Thermopolis. Pass wasn't in the right place. We have Zoe Mulholland come in for Adeline Anderson for the Tigers.
Lincoln with it, gets it up to St. Clair. She's going to dribble, passes it. Oh, that pass was intercepted. She had Friday cutting down the lane. Just couldn't quite get it to her. Pass at the other end is intercepted. McFadden has it up ahead to Friday. Back to Lincoln. Back to Mulholland. Back to Friday inside. Gets the ball back and she puts it in. That's just good passing, good hustle by Kara Friday.
Yeah, nice job to finish the play. There was an example, I think, Matt, maybe one too many passes. Lander had numbers in transition, but they got the 2 points out of it.
And Kara Friday has that nice interior move where she can back up and still get that shot off. And that shot is going to be good on Thermopolis. That is Hannah Hill with the basket. Again, Thermopolis with this full court press. Lander breaks it. Pass up ahead is intercepted by Thermop. And now the pass is by Thermopolis almost stolen. Lots of passes and lots of defense, and shot no good by Hill. St. Clair with the rebound. Here comes Lincoln. Pass up ahead to McFadden. That shot is no good.
She's going to be thinking about that one, I think.
Yeah, Kendall's had a couple shots she's missed short, close range, and you're right. Those ones, you just got to keep shooting. You know, there's no... Kendall is getting down there for those open shots, and if I'm coach, I just tell her, keep shooting them.
It can be tough when you don't have a whole lot of time to maneuver, especially from the left side like that.
Thermopolis with the inbounds pass. Shot is no good. Follow-up shot is no good. Thermop with a couple offensive rebounds, and there's Owsley again with the putback. Tigers break the press. McFadden has it. Pass midcourt. St. Clair inbound, or nice bounce pass, to Friday. That shot, first shot is no good. And Thermop will come down with the rebound. 51-31, 1:32 to go here in this fourth quarter. I almost said second quarter, but Thermop back on offense. Owsley with the three-point shot. It's no good. Gets her own rebound, puts up the runner, and it's good. Owsley.
She's had a great game.
She has. Nice-looking player there and has a good sense for that ball. Tigers break the press again. Up ahead to St. Clair. Fires a 15-footer, no good. And the ball goes off. Kara Friday out of bounds and
empty the bench a little bit here for the Tigers. This is going to be a victory for them, which is well earned and something you like to see as a Lander fan after that 1-point loss in Worland last Friday. Lander coming home and taking care of business against Thermopolis.
Yeah, and again, solid contributions from all the seniors and good job for the Lady Tigers as Thermop again is got some new players in there as well. Ball's on the floor, and there's Brianna Lincoln with it for the Tigers. Pass up ahead is no good, and the follow-up shot by Jamie Sholio-Ferris gets the offensive rebound and puts the shot in.
That may be her first points since we've been covering Lander.
And she's a nice-looking player. I mean, she's got kind of that Kara Friday inside presence, and that's kind of what you saw right there. So she's going to be at the free throw line trying to complete the three-point play. Free throw on the way is good.
Future is bright here in Lander. It's a very young team, and they're already a team, as we discussed in the Porter's Tailgate show, Matt, that can, if they're playing right, they can beat just about anybody. still a young team.
54-33. We just got 38 seconds to go here in the fourth, as both teams have emptied their bench. Interior pass is stolen by Addie Rounds, but it went off her foot out of bounds. So it'll go back to the Lady Bobcats. And they'll get the ball underneath their own basket. They're going to move that ball out front. Trying to get it inside. Pass is stolen by Shoyo Ferris. She's going to bring the ball up the court. Pass ahead to, I didn't see who that was that got it, but Rounds with a rebound. A nice job by Addie Rounds.
It's got to be fun for some of the players who don't get to play a whole lot.
Basket is good.
Addie Rounds, last year, she did play quite a bit last year, and so she's got some nice court experience, and she's shown that experience right there.
It's a pretty deep team when you think about the only 3 seniors that are recognized here for Lander on senior night.
Free throw is good. Vermont back on offense, 13 seconds to go here. 3-point shot is good. And that's a Slago that hit that one. That's Charlie Slago with the shot. Oh, and the pass up ahead, and the bucket is not going to be good. But that was the freshman that made it. But Lady Tigers are going to win their 11th game of the season as they pull away from Thermopolis, 57-36. And we're going to have some of these seniors up here, probably at halftime of the boys' game. Want to talk to them, kind of get their perspective on the season, their future a little bit, and what they're looking at as they're heading into regionals next week. And a fun team to watch when they're on their game, and tonight was no exception of that.
They really are. You can say the same about the Lander boys as well, coming up here playing Thermopolis, and just about, I'd say, 15 minutes or so. But you love to see, for the 3 seniors on that girls team, you love to see a victory on senior night. I think Lander, by and large, Matt, playing up to their potential. Wasn't a perfect game by any means, but you were talking about a maybe a 70-point output in that girls game, and we almost got up to 60. This is a team that can score because they like to start everything in transition. And all of this while Adeline Anderson sat on the bench the entire first half and almost half of the third quarter as well before she finally checked into the game. So it's a deep team. And when they're clicking on all cylinders, they can play with just about anybody. It's just that, and Coach Palace talked to us a couple of times about consistency, and that's a really difficult thing to teach and to instill in your program, and a difficult thing especially to get a younger team to buy into and to become proficient at just putting together that game day in and day out over a long regular season. But a lot to look forward to. Not done yet. You mentioned that Lyman rematch for the girls. That's going to be right here in this gym at the same time tomorrow night. 6 o'clock start for the Lander girls if you do want to come out and support the Tigers. And they're going to be looking for some revenge tomorrow night because you mentioned the 3-point loss to Lyman earlier in the season, but this isn't the same Lander girls team as traveled to Lyman, and Lander's going to have the home court advantage tomorrow. So it'll be a chance for the ladies to send themselves into Thermopolis with a little winning streak before regionals.
Yeah, and that's what you want to get, is that momentum going into the tournament. And again, they lost a close game last week. They win this one going away 57-36. Lander was led by who of all people?
Was it Kiera Friday?
Kiera Friday, 17 points and 4 rebounds. Sandra St. Clair starts as a senior tonight, gets 9 points, a couple rebounds. Adeline Anderson in that second half, 6 points and 3 rebounds. And then Kendall McFadden had a good game, 6 points. Hayden Goggles with 6. Kara Lincoln had 2 baskets, a couple of rebounds, tough defense by her. And then Georgia Chance with 2. And a couple young players coming off the bench. Addie Rounds with a basket and a free throw, as well as Jamie Shoyo Ferris showing, again, those sophomore talent that is up and coming. And like you said earlier, the future is bright for the Lady Tigers.
That's a big class. I mean, for the Lander girls, that's going to be a fun couple of years ahead for Lander, and you've got obviously younger players coming up behind them, and that's the trick. It's way easier said than done, but when you can play this well, when your team is so young, and you can establish that that program and what's expected of you, I think that's what Coach Powell is trying to do, coming in as a first-year head coach here in Lander. And, it's Matt, the first thing a freshman does on the varsity team, if they're on the team, is look around the locker room and kind of say, all right, how's it work here? What's expected of me, and how do we behave, and how do we practice, and how do we play in close games? And they'll adapt to that immediately. But getting that foundation established in your program, some coaches are never able to do it. But I think Coach Powell in his first year here in Lander has done a great job with a very young team. And I mentioned before how he'll not force any of the girls to adapt to his system or the way he wants to run things. He'll take a look at the pieces he has and come up with the best way to put his girls in a position to win.
Right, and I think, again, he's done a great job this season with them, and they've been fun to watch. You hate to see it, when seniors graduate. I remember when my daughter played her last game here on senior night. I think she had 25 or 26 points and draining three-point shots, and, you get it on the recorder, and you're like, that's the last time we're going to see her on this court.
I think it's tougher on mom and dad than it is on the kids. But I was lucky enough to play varsity for 4 years, and you think it's never going to end. And then one day you look up, and this is your last basketball game. For most of us, it's the last time we'll ever play competitive basketball like this. So it does go by fast. So I would expect some emotions for the remainder of the evening, and then tomorrow night the Lander boys will be recognized amongst their seniors. So it's just this time of the year is a fun time of the year because of tournament basketball, but it does come, that's the nature of high school. As you move on, you're supposed to, and it's supposed to be a memory that you look back on, and in some aspects that become a part of who you are as a person, having played on a team. And I do like both of these coaches here in Lander, who I think are setting the right example and have their priorities in the right place when it comes to their teams.
Yeah, exactly. Good points. Well, let's switch over to the boys' game, and we're going to be starting here in right at 6 minutes. The boys coming to this game having lost again last week in a tough game, 2-point loss in Worland. So both these teams lost last week, close games in Worland. Lander overall is 5-14, but they're 3-2 in their quadrant. They're in second place in their quadrant. Thermopolis comes in this game at 10-9 overall and 1-4 in their quadrant. So I think this game's going to be, probably closer than that in the girls' game. I could be wrong. I'd like to see the boys pull away in this one, but that's just my prediction at this point. Interesting stat here, Scott. I did not know this until I looked this up. Thermopolis leads the state in rebounding. They're not an exactly tall team. I mean, they have a couple players that are probably 6'3", but they average 34 rebounds a game. Lander is almost last. They're 15 out of 16 teams. They only average 23 rebounds a game. It has been an issue that if you were to talk to Coach Mullins, he would tell you that we need to do a better job of rebounding. But Lander is probably one of the shortest teams in the state. You have Bennett Washburn, the center, I think is probably 6'1", maybe 6'2" at the most.
He's their guy. He's their tallest player.
And beyond that, the height is not. It's just not there. And sometimes, some years you have it in high school basketball, and when you don't, you got Peyton Bell, who's, we say 5'4". He's probably closer to 5'7". He can jump with anybody in the gym, but that they just lack that height. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch tonight to see if Lander can, hold Thermop off the boards and how they do in that regard. Team scoring, Thermopolis is averaging 53 points a game and Lander 49, so pretty close there. That's kind of a toss-up. On defense, Thermopolis gives up 48 points a game. Thermopolis is giving up 48 points a game, and Lander is giving up 58. So difference there as well. But again, if you look at the records, and when we talked to Coach Mullins, when they played Jackson, one of the best teams in 4A, they've got a lot of talent there. Teams can overlook Lander. And I think if you look at the Lander Tigers record, you can go, wow, this is going to be an easy game. And I think if Thermopolis was to do that, they could be in trouble tonight.
Yeah, I think those are excellent points, Matt. And I think at this point in the season, you can pretty much throw the records out the window. And the disturbing stat is the rebounding stat that you mentioned. You've got one of the best rebounding teams in the state, and Thermopolis, or the best, and statistically the worst with Lander. And it's going to present a problem a little similar to that Jackson game. It's a bit different just because of the sheer size that Jackson has, and the transitionless size is, they're a very scary team in 4A. You're not going to have that kind of size that you're playing against here for the Lander Tigers. So you are going to be able to be in there for the rebound. It's not just a size difference, but this team in Lander, they're very offensive focused. They're very first shot of the possession focused, and they don't often think about and make a priority of boxing out and trying to get that offensive rebound and getting that second chance. And when a team this size with Thermopolis, who's not overwhelmingly huge height-wise, when they're leading the state in rebounds, what's that tell you? That tells you they have a great nose for the ball. They're all crashing in from the outside. Wouldn't be surprised to see those guards pick up a lot of those rebounds. They follow their shots is what that stat tells you. And if you're not efficient with the basketball, that can get you in trouble here if you're Lander.
Yeah, Thermopolis has 3 players in the western side of the state, the Western Conference, leading in scoring with Armani Dukes, Brody Potter, and Cody Bowmingen, all averaging 6 and 5 rebounds a game. Brody Potter averages 10.6 a game. He's their leading scorer. The Tigers have nobody in the top 10 in scoring and nobody in the top 10 in rebounding. And so, again, I think it's going to come down to rebounding. That's going to be my take is how is Lander going to rebound in this game? You hit a key point there, too, that Kendall McFadden is one of I think, the best rebounding guards on Lander's team because she has a good nose for that ball. She's able to sneak around the defenders and get those offensive rebounds. And I think it's going to be curious to see what you said as far as that's what Thermopolis' guards are doing, if they're getting that nose for the ball and getting those rebounds as well.
They're going to have to. Lander's going to have to make rebounding more of a priority than they typically do. I think Lander goes out and they try to outscore you and move quickly and shoot from the outside and work the ball in if it's there. And that's effective. Lander's a team that can do that. But if you're one and done constantly because you're being out-rebounded on the offensive glass, that can create frustrations and create some issues for Lander. So I agree. Get off to a strong start, a fast start, and try to follow your shot and make that offensive rebound potential a big priority.
Well, let's get you the starting lineups for Thermopolis. Just as they turn the lights down here, we have 0, Jet Longwell. Number 22, Zach Hasty. Number 23, Brody Potter. And number 24, Andrew Howe. I didn't get the 5th player before they turn the lights down, so we'll get that player for you here in just a second. For the Tigers, it's going to be Peyton Bell starting, number 1. And we have another problem with the microphone.
That can't be.
This exact same place.
That can't be. So in the first game, we had one player introduced here with a kind of a special lights down introduction for Lander, and the mic quit on the PA guy, and the exact same thing just happened here before the boys game. But because we've seen it before, the boys are going to introduce themselves and come out on the floor and recognize the official and the opposing coach. I've never in my life. What are the mathematical odds on that? Microphone quit at exactly the same point.
And it looks like they have a technical glitch with the clock that they're trying to fix too.
This is what happened before the girls' game as well. So there's some kind of a short. Has to involve turning the lights down, I think, Matt. But I have to take my engineering hat off. That's not my job today.
Also for Thermopolis, starting is Kenyon Gerber, number 2. Tigers have Peyton Bell, Parker Sixby, Taylon Whelan with a fresh haircut, Bennett Washburn, and Peyton Bell steals the inbounds, or the tip, but he can't quite convert. Also for the Tigers, again, Bennett Washburn and Noah St. Clair round out the starters. Lander's going to start in the zone with the mop on offense. Looking inside to Potter. And that is Longwell actually with that basket.
Got to find a way to prevent that. It's going to be a long night for Lander if they're that wide open inside.
That was nice interior passing by the Bobcats. Whelan with the three-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to St. Clair. Back out to Whelan, now to Bell for three. The shot is good, Peyton Bell. And quick timeout here. Looks like a shoelace came undone.
Well, that's what you like to see. It's only one possession, but Lander followed the shot and got some offensive rebounds there and then swung the ball around to Peyton Bell, who hit from three. So if you're going to be successful against the best rebounding team in the state, that's what you want to see offensively.
Noah St. Clair with that offensive rebound, and his older sister, the senior who was recognized tonight for senior night, and Noah out there starting tonight as well. Offense from out back on offense, working the perimeter. Back to Gerber. Now they get that ball inside, back out there, passing that ball a lot, and that's how you got to break a zone. Now the pass inside, went off a Lander Tiger and right to Longwell for the easy 2-point basket.
They're running that 2-3, but the outside passing is taking those lower three defenders way too high, and it's just wide open for Thermopolis under the basket.
Whelan drives, puts up a 15-footer, shot no good. Rebound comes down to Potter. Coach telling his team just slow it down. Potter breaks the press. The Mop's going to set their offense. Interior pass is stolen by Washburn. Nice defense by Bennett. Gives the ball back to the Tigers. We got a foul there on the play. That's going to be a number 24, Andrew Howe. Wasn't there an Andrew Howe on Gilligan's Island? Captain Howe, or it had a name just like that.
I don't want to say it's before my time, Matt. That'd be rude, but
yeah, I'll say it's before my time too. Then that's why I can't remember. Tigers back on offense. Sixby's on a fire. The three-point shot. Oh, I thought it was good. It's just a little long. And there is the rebound for Thermopolis. I'm going to try and keep the stats on rebound. It's going to be a little different, but I'm just curious to see. Oh, there's an offensive rebound by Canyon Gerber.
Well, so I mean that was opened up because Lander was trying to box out inside on the other end of the basket, and the ball just didn't get enough rim. So Lander trying to get inside early.
St. Clair with the offensive rebound, and the putback is no good, but he's fouled.
I think it's a safe bet that Coach Mullins has preached his team that this is a good rebounding team that they're playing here tonight. It's not something Lander really focuses on. As I mentioned in the Porter's Tailgate show, they are a shoot first, get in transition, get down there and figure it out later. Kind of an offense which does work for them, but you got to be aware of Thermopolis' rebounding acumen in this game.
First free throw by St. Clair is good. He'll go back up there for a second one. Shot on the way, bounces out, no good. Rebound by the Thermopolis is Potter. They break the press up ahead. Gerber with it in the corner. Left side to Hasty. Back out to Gerber. Back to Hasty. Again, Thermopolis working the perimeter on this zone.
Moving the ball really well.
The Tigers equally playing good defense. Now the interior pass. Back out. Now back to the corner. Back out front to Gerber.
It was a great possession. Good passing, good defense.
And then passes out of bounds. Good defense by Lander that time. And again, just underway here in this game with the Lander boys against Thermop. Thermop up 6-4. And yeah, we're going to say they let the Lander inbounds that pass as Thermopolis players coming into the court, so they're going to take it back out of bounds here. 4:26 to go in the first quarter. Again, Thermop up 6-4. Wheeling with it out front. Back to Washburn. In the corner to Bell. Back out to Whelan. 3-point shot, no good.
Didn't fall, but that's Lander's perfect offensive possession. They passed good passes. They got the looks across the court they wanted, and a good shot look just didn't fall.
Thermopolis has some similar uniforms as Jackson did last week, where it's hard to see the numbers at times. Interior pass and shot is good by Jet Longwell.
Got to watch that inside. That zone just being pulled up a little bit, and one of the Thermopolis players sneaks down there for an easy 2. It's happened about 3 possessions now.
6-speed drives back out to Washburn. Now back to Whelan. Thought about the 3. Bell fakes, drives in, back out pass to Washburn. He's going to drive in. Now another 3-point shot. It's no good. And that's a nice box out by Thermopolis, and you can see that's, I think, Ellis Weber with that rebound.
They don't have the size, but they're number 1 in rebounding for a reason.
8-4 here. And again, Thermopolis just being patient with the passing, and that's what you got to do if you're going to break a zone. And now Thermopolis throws that ball off of St. Clara. There's nothing in the corner there. Longwell was in trouble, so he had to get rid of the ball.
I like what I'm seeing a lot from Lander so far. Good possessions, shots just aren't falling. Great zone defense.
And we have a call inside on the inbounds pass to Brody Potter. He went in with the one-hand slam, but I didn't see what the call was. It must have been a turnover.
They called a push, an offensive foul, so I didn't see him do it, but it must have been to create separation on the inbound.
Don't get to see players dunk it like that very often, but he's definitely athletic. St. Clair with the turnaround shot. Ball bounces around, no good. Rebound comes down to Thermopolis.
That's where you just got to be patient if you're Lander. 3 great possessions, doing what they're supposed to do. The shot's just not falling, but it'll start to go in.
Gerber with it. Again, Thermopolis just passing the ball in the exterior, trying to get it inside, nothing there. Potter with it, drives in. Interior pass and shot is no good, but there's going to be a foul on Washburn on Jet Longwell.
Bennett smelling a block there, and he almost got it done, but was not in great position. Did leave his feet to go for the block, and I think a good call in there. Probably not a necessary foul, but Bennett thought he had a good swat at the ball.
Free throw on the way is good by Longwell.
Lander just not being rewarded for, I think, one of their better starts that I've seen on the season, and they just can't get it going offensively. They have, one critique that we've made is they have allowed that inside shot after several passes in too easily.
Second free throw is no good by Longwell, and there is Washburn with the rebound. Bell back with it. Drives in the pass to the corner, now back out to Sixby. Got a couple new Tigers out there. It looks like Finn McFadden and Brooklyn John in the game for the Tigers. Scoop shot is no good. We got a travel on Peyton Bell.
I don't know if Peyton agrees, but yeah, I think when you're trying to cover that much ground while keeping your pivot foot where it is, it's tough to do.
Again, 1:49 to go here in the first quarter. Lander trailing Thermopolis 4-9. Pass now stolen by Sixby. Up ahead to John. Shot is blocked, but he's fouled.
Boy, I think a bit of a gift there for Lander. That looked like a pretty clean play in defensive transition, but they did call the foul.
So nice hustle by Parker Sixby to get the steal.
Saw the game of his year last Friday in Orland. Really responsible for keeping his team in the game before halftime.
Brooklyn John hits the first free throw. We'll get back up there for the next one. Shot on the way is good as well. Lander trailing 6-9. Low scoring game here, but like you said, Lander's getting looks. They can start converting on some of these shots. I think they're going to start catching up to Thermopolis. Now the pass is going to be thrown away by Weber. Back to the Tigers.
On the bad pass, goes out of bounds. That's what you're looking for. Breaks will start coming your way eventually. Guess got to keep at it.
Bell will bring the ball up for Lander with the black and white basketball shoes. I guess you can wear those twice a year and just switch shoes. Interior pass to Washburn. Shot is good. Nice pass.
That's what we're looking for. Nice pass there on the cut, as you mentioned, Matt. Peyton Bell and Washburn finishing the play.
Potter has it now for Thermop, driving baseline. Contact but no foul. Gerber has it. Back out to Weber. Cross-court pass to Baumingen. Interior to Potter, and something went to the floor. I couldn't tell what that was for sure.
Parker got his hand in there as he was going up for the shot.
Tiger foul number 2, Parker 60, first personal.
So that'll send Brody Potter to the free throw line for 2. And both Potter, number 23, and Cody Baumingen are very athletic. I saw Baumingen in warm-ups. He was throwing it down pretty easily, too. That free throw by Brody Potter is no good.
Pretty clear Thermopolis wants to work the ball around the outside and find a way to get it inside, and I think they're pretty content doing that all day. Not a whole lot different than what Lander's trying to do on the other end.
Second free throw on the way is good by Potter. Thermopolis up 10-8 with 35 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers with a chance to tie or take the lead here. We'll see if they play for the last possession. McFadden has it, tries to get it inside. That pass is going to be stolen. That's going to be Dell Dukes in the game for Thermop. And that pass by Dukes is almost stolen, and so it'll be staying Thermopolis basketball with 15 seconds to go. Looks like Bodie Moffitt's going to come in the game for Bennett Washburn, give him a quick breather. And Talon Whelan's going to come in the game for Lander as well.
He's going to take Parker Sixby out. Parker doing a nice job of knocking the pass out of bounds. Possession remains with Thermopolis with 15.8 to go, but I like the tip out of bounds to force them to inbound.
Oh, the inbounds pass almost stolen. Nobody was there for Thermop, but Lander didn't see it in time. Baumingen has it. Back out to Weber now. The shot is good as Dell Dukes drives the baseline. 1 second. Johns puts up the runner, and it's no good. So at the end of one quarter, it is Thermopolis 12 and Lander 8. And, you know, you could look at this game and say it could be 20-8, but Lander doing a good job hanging in there, giving Thermopolis some fits on defense. And so we got a close game here after one. Lander not playing their best ball yet, which is a good sign, because if they start playing, this could be a really interesting game.
Yeah, the one thing that's missing for Lander that we see them do really well is force turnovers and turn those into transition points. But I really like what I saw from Lander from their set offense, and they just missed more than they made. But they got it going there at the end of the first quarter. They're passing and they're moving in that kind of motion that they run at the top of the key as crisply and quickly as I've seen them run. They look really good in their set offense. They do have to find a way, Matt, to counter Thermopolis, passing the ball around the key with those outside shooters and then feeding that ball down low. They have not found an answer with or without Bennett Washburn in there to counter that under the basket. And I think that's the first thing Thermopolis is looking to do. It's a low-scoring game because the Bobcats have no interest in transition whatsoever. They just want to run their set offense, and Lander's running theirs and just waiting for things to get going. But I like that Lander's kept it close, and they've looked at times in that first quarter in a set offense as good as they've looked all year. So this, as you indicated before the game started, Matt, not sure how it's going to end up, but this one could go down to the wire, kind of like last week up in New Orleans. Hopefully the Tigers on the right side of it tonight.
Yes, and you want to see the Tigers maybe get some offense going here, so we don't have to go down to the very wire, because those games are a little frustrating, and it can go either way when that's the case. So you want to see them, if that's possible, to get the lead and hold on and pull away. But again, Lander down 12-8 here as we start the second quarter. Thermop will inbounds it and bring the ball up the court. Dukes with it, has it out front to Baumingen. Looking inside to Potter. turnaround shot is good. Nice interior pass.
That's the play. They gotta find an answer for that. That's all Thermopolis wants to do, and so far the Tigers haven't been able to stop them.
And that's probably the Tigers' weakness, is that interior height they do not have. Washburn had it inside, nobody there. He's going to travel now. I don't think he realized how open he was.
Yeah, as an interior player like that, you want to have in mind what you're going to do with the ball or what you think you might try with a move down low. And Bennett Washburn on that play looked entirely surprised that he got the ball. I don't think he knew where he was or what he wanted to do with it next, and then ended up traveling.
Tigers with the full court press. Potter has it still in the backcourt. They get it up to Dukes. 3-point shot in the corner, no good. Rebound comes down to Bodie Moffitt. Nice job by Moffitt to corral that rebound. And the pass inside is going to be tipped out of bounds by Thermopolis State. Lander basketball underneath their own basket.
I want to see this as a good possession. Plenty of basketball left, but Lander hasn't scored in a while. Get those juices going again.
Left side pass to Bell. Now to turnaround shot by St. Clair is no good. Fight for the rebound comes down to Thermopolis. Potter has the ball, drives in, misses the shot, but gets his own rebound. And Thermopolis will reset their offense. That's part of that. Again, Lander with the zone defense. Thermop trying to. We have technical difficulty here for just a second, so we apologize. Lander back on offense. Whelan has it, crossover dribble, lost it, but it goes right to Peyton Bell. Lander setting their offense up again. St. Clair drives back in the corner now to Whelan. Moffitt has it out front, hands off to Bell. Back to Moffitt, drives in, loses it, but it gets it right to St. Clair, and he's going to be fouled on the shot. Calling it's going to be good, so sometimes the breaks go your way.
Yeah. That's what we've been saying. When your shot's not falling and when the ball is bouncing away from you, you just keep playing.
Well, when your shot's not falling, you hope the luck comes calling. How's
there
that?
You go. I like it. Bumper sticker.
So St. Clair will be at the free throw line to try and convert the traditional three-point play. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound comes down to Thermop. Lander staying with that press. Get the ball up ahead. Three-point shot on the side is good. And that is Andrew Howell, Captain Howell with the three-point shot. It's 17-10. Again, I apologize. I'm trying to catch these numbers, and it's just so hard to read some of them. The numbers are dark, and their uniforms are dark. So St. Clair's going to fire a three. That shot is no good. Rebound comes down to Hasty. He'll bring the ball up the court. Inside now, the turnaround by Longwell, who drives baseline. Nice move. Nobody was there, and we're going to have a timeout by Lander as Thermopolis started to pull away here. 19-10 in this second quarter with 5 minutes exactly to go. So we're going to take a timeout. Send us back to the studios. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout.
Closer to halftime, please.
Looking for an upgrade to your vehicle? Wyoming 4x4 is the place to go for all your upgrade needs. From lift kits to bumpers, grill guards to bed liners, we've got everything you need to take your ride to the next level. We use top brands for our bumpers like Fab 4s, Ranch Hand, and Road and more. So get your vehicle ready and stop at Wyoming 4x4 or give Dan a call at 307-857-3175.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion in the Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach program. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
Back to live action here in Lander. Tigers trailing 19-10 with 4:52 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back to live action. Be rejoined by Matt Myers here momentarily. In the meantime, it's Peyton Bell for Lander, who passes it off to the wing. Shot's no good. Rebound in the corner is taken by Whelan. Shot up, no good, and it's going to be Thermopolis basketball with a 9-point lead and 4:31 to go here, quarter number 2. Thermopolis in control of the game, but Lander's been right there within single digits the entire first half. Bobcats trying to change that with a 3 in the corner. That's no good. Parker Sixby comes away with the rebound and now pushes to Whelan on the right side for the Tigers. See if they can set up something offensively. Get some passing around. Whelan to Paxton. Washburn now back up to Whelan, driving in with the right hand and the floater. That is good. Off the fronts of the rim. Lander keeping it within single digits, now trailing by 7, showing a 1-2-2-ish full court press. That Thermopolis breaks across the timeline. Skip pass all the way across the floor as at the top of the key. Now Howell resets things for the Bobcats, as they have been the entire first half. Very patient. This is a steal going back the other way now for Lander with a give off to Bennett Washburn. And 2 points in transition. That's one thing the Tigers are capable of, creating those turnovers. And in transition, making teams pay for it. Have an errant shot there at the other end. Giving the ball back over to Lander. At the 3-minute mark, or 3:05 to go in the second quarter. And now a 5-point Bobcat advantage.
Thanks for helping me out there, Scott.
No problem.
Had to step aside there for just a minute, and looks like we got another timeout. So why don't we just take another timeout here, and with 3:05 to go, Lander down 14-19, a little 4-point spurt there. We'll be back after this timeout.
Kane and Associates. CPAs is your go-to source for tax, financial, and business solutions. Our experienced professionals are trusted and know the numbers. We're dedicated to providing personalized attention to each of our clients. Whether you're an individual or a business, we're here to help with all your accounting needs. Let us do the math for you. Stop in or visit rivertoncpa.com to learn more.
Introducing WyoGlass, your local glass experts. From windows to showers, we got you covered. We're proud to be a part of the Lander community and a local sports sponsor. We're dedicated to serving all of Fremont County, so you can trust us with your residential and commercial windows and doors, auto glass, shower doors, and garage doors. For quality service and local support, choose WyoGlass. Visit us at wyoglassoflander.com or on Main Street in Lander today.
We're back with Lander Tiger basketball. Matt Myers there with Scott Fuller. And we just got an offensive foul on Thermopolis. As
Into the Thermopolis lineup, number 11, Del Dukes.
that was number 0. It's kind of hard to call it number 0, but that's Jet Longwell's second foul. Lander back with Peyton Bell out front. Thermopolis in the man-to-man defense, it looks like. Bell in the corner, back out front. Back to Whelan, back to Bell. Sixby thought about the 3. Back to Washburn. Then Lander moving that ball in the exterior, and Bell drives into the lane. He's going to be fouled there. Didn't see who that one foul was on exactly.
Thought they might call a jump ball, but the official calling a reach in. So good possession so far for Lander. They do have to inbound now following the foul. That is team foul number 3 for Thermopolis.
Brooklyn John looking to inbounds it, gets to Sixby. Sixby drives baseline, back out to Whelan. John thought about the three. Drives down the lane, puts up the runner. Nice attempt by John, but just couldn't quite convert. 2:06 to go here in the second quarter as Gerber loses the ball from Thermopolis. Has it knocked away, and the Tigers will come back on offense. Tigers just working the ball now. Wheeling with the three-point shot. No good. They're hustling for the ball is St. Clair.
That should be Lander ball. Nope. They're going to give it to Thermopolis. Official who was closest was only a couple of feet away, and he didn't get a look and was deferring to the official who was much further away.
Thermopolis breaks the press. Tight defense out front. Now players are falling on the floor. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Wheelan. Again, Tigers only down in this one 14-19. Just a low-scoring game so far.
They've done a great job of creating their own chances defensively here the last about 4 possessions have the Tigers.
Wheelan is going to be fouling that shot.
Not a good foul. That was going to be a difficult shot for Wheelan to make. Wasn't too far away, but he was going up in an awkward position. His feet placed kind of in the wrong direction there, but he draws the foul, and we'll have a chance for free throws. Ton of basketball left, Matt, but you get the feeling that every possession matters already.
That's a great point. First free throw on the way, no good by Wheelan.
Every free throw is similarly mattering, too.
So far in this quarter, Thermopolis has scored 7 points, the Lander 6. So free throw is good, so that's evenly scored here in the second quarter. See if Lander can close this gap, Eddie, within the final 120 as Lander continues to put the press on.
Ooh, boy. I'm going to say that was tipped out of bounds and remaining a Thermopolis ball. Thought maybe Lander had forced a turnover.
We're Thermopolis back on offense. Dukes with it. Left side to Hasty. Back out to Dukes. They get the ball inside. There is Bowmingen. And that's just what you talked about, Scott, earlier, is that passing interior that Lander still has not been able to stop. John's going to fire a long three-point shot. Had a chance, but it bounces down and rebounds come down to Thermopolis. Again, interior pass to Bowmingen. Shot is good.
That's why I don't love that bomb three from Brooklyn John so early in the possession. If you make it, the home crowd goes nuts, and it's a big three. But it's a very low percentage shot. You're just giving the ball to the opposition with under a minute to go here in the half, and the Bobcats were able to do something with it.
So that's a tough break for the Tigers, and puts Thermopolis up 23-15, and Bowmingen at the line to convert the three. Free throw on the way is good. Not what the Tigers needed there. 35 seconds to go in the second. Tigers down 24-15. And they're still working that perimeter. They just don't have that interior advantage where they can get inside and get those easy shots.
Washburn's down there trying, now driving.
Short shot by Washburn is good.
Got 10 seconds on the clock here.
24-17, Thermopolis having this press. They're trying to break it. 2 seconds to go. Three-point shot is good at the buzzer by Doe Dukes.
Kind of a dagger right there at halftime. Lander, I think, did a pretty good job of containing a lot of what Thermopolis wanted to do there, Matt, in the second quarter by just getting good hands in that zone defensively and forcing some turnovers and some transition opportunities for him. But when Thermopolis has had that set defense or a set offense, they've been able to work it inside. As we mentioned, there's just been no answer for it for Lander. That's something I think you do have to address at halftime.
Well, we got Coach Drew Powell here of the Lander Tigers. So we're going to talk to Drew. Coach, we didn't get to talk a lot about Thermopolis. We talked a little bit about your team before this game, but a little bit of a slow start, and I thought maybe a little slow start by both teams. And then your team started to play like we've seen them play They got the momentum again. Friday with some good play. I thought your seniors came in and did a great job as well. Everybody again contributing.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of a slow start, but I think it was mainly we just weren't making shots. After a while, we just talked about getting downhill a little bit more and trying to run in transition because we knew we could. And I think that's really where it kind of set us apart going into the middle half of that game. And then, just really playing team basketball. It seemed like everybody was touching the ball after we talked about it a little bit. We were getting better reversals and really just playing a team game.
Your team shot 9 for 11 from the free throw line, so I'm not good at percentages. Scott, my coworker here, is great with percentages. Just
got to be like 83, 84%.
Yeah, it's got to be in the 80%. So that's a good sign there, converting when necessary. Kara Friday, leads the team with 17 points. Sandra St. Clair has 9. Adam Anderson 6 in the second half. Kendall McFadden had 6 points. We've mentioned this about Kendall before, that sometimes she does a good job of sneaking in there and getting offensive rebounds and giving you guys second chance opportunities there.
Yeah, she does. She also does a good job on the defensive side, getting box outs on girls that, are generally their crashers. But yeah, I thought, overall, I thought our seniors did a great job tonight. It was really a night to be about them. It's one of those things you only get once in your lifetime, and we really wanted to celebrate them that way. So it was huge for them to get some shots up and make some shots. I thought Kira Lincoln had some really good offensive rebounds early. And then, I think they did a good job in our zone. I thought we played a pretty solid game.
Tomorrow you guys take on Lyman, a team you guys lost to by 3, I think 49-46 in Lyman. I was not announcing at that time, but what do you know about Lyman as they come in this? What's the biggest challenges maybe that they present?
They like to run a lot of sets, so I know that that's one of the things that they kind of rely on heavily. So I think really if we can probably jump into our zone a little bit and throw them off and not let them actually do that will help us a lot. And then they have some good girls. They have a coach's daughter on their team that likes to shoot the 3, and then they have a Bradshaw that's a decent player. But really I think it comes down to us. I kind of write it on the board every single day. It's always about us and how we play if we always play to our potential, there's not a lot of teams in the state that can beat us, I think.
And then Scott and I both have said that same thing. When you guys are playing your game, it's tough to beat you guys. And, Coach, thanks for coming up. Great game tonight. We want to talk with these seniors while we have a few minutes here. Good luck tomorrow night. And I will say this. I don't think the team that you played when you played Lyman the first time, I think you guys are definitely a better team since then. And so we look forward to seeing that tomorrow. And, again, good luck and good job with this team.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. We're going to now talk to some of these seniors. So let's see. See what we got here first. We've got Kara Lincoln. We'll talk to her first. There you go. We'll get you guys one after that. Kara, great game tonight. You guys are spark plugs for this team. It's fun to watch you play. I hate to see you graduate. We want to see you play next year, but I don't think that's possible here anyways. But tell us your thoughts on tonight's game, and then maybe just a few thoughts like we talked about before the game as far as your plans for the future.
Well, I thought we did really good tonight. We really did show out in a lot of good aspects that we needed to work on when we versed Whirlin. I felt like we did a lot better tonight, and playing as a team was just awesome, and putting everything together and just taking our time and doing what we're supposed to do. That's the best outcome that we can ever have, and having each other and working together and keep going with each other is like the best thing that ever can happen to me being a part of this team. And I think that tonight on my behalf, I think that I could have done a little bit more, but I'm just really grateful that my teammates can show out for me, and I can still be a big, I don't know how you say it, a big
part of the team.
Yes. Helping everybody and trying to keep our composure and I think that if we keep doing this, we'll go a lot more farther. And on my future plans, I think that it's going to be great for me. I mean, yeah, it's going to be sad that I'm not going to be able to be playing next year, but, you know, you never know what can happen, and I just think that being a part of this team, it shows you a lot of good resources and stuff out of basketball, and I just think that we're really good together.
Yeah, and that's one thing you mentioned. You guys play like a family. You're close-knit. You saw that in the pregame ceremony. Just watching you guys throughout the year, you're very close. That tight-knit is neat to watch and see as you guys continue to play. If you don't play next year, just come back here. Maybe we'll just have an open gym, and I'll take the three of you guys on, and we'll just see how that goes. Well, you can be on my team.
Oh, yeah.
You and me against those two.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Well, okay. I just think that we did play a really good game tonight, and just working like it goes more deeper than just being teammates. I mean, yeah, you said that we play like a family. That's our biggest goal, keeping stuff together and keep going for each other, grinding out every single day. I think that's the best that we can do.
Okay. Well, Kiara, thanks for coming up. We're going to talk to these other players real quick. Good luck in the future. Good luck tomorrow, and good luck at regionals and state.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Good talking with you.
Yes.
Okay, we got Sandra St. Clair, so Sandra, if you put those headphones on, there you go, and just pull that up there. There you go.
Okay.
I think, there we go. Don't have a lot of time. Kara's a great spokesman there. I didn't realize she had that gifting there, but great game again tonight for you. I thought you hustled well, has hit some key shots, got the team sparked, got them gone, and so good job tonight. What are your thoughts quickly about tonight's game and maybe just going into regionals and your future plans? And I hate to say quickly, but we got to kind of wrap it up, but go ahead.
I think we just played really well. Our chemistry was on point, our energy was amazing, even our bench energy was amazing. Even our student section was actually kind of good tonight. They're usually kind of not there, but it was a good game. It was just really nice. We had good movement. We just flowed really well together, and I think that was kind of our key.
Right, good point there. Excuse me. Well, I'm gonna tell me real quick your future plans again. What you're gonna do after school?
I do want to try and play college sports for either basketball or volleyball, and if that doesn't go to plan, I want to go to Northern Arizona University and study business and become the richest Native woman ever.
And you will need somebody there to help work with you, so I'm here, and when you become the richest Native American lady, I'm here to work for you.
Okay. Yeah. You're already hired.
Already hired, great.
Right.
Sandra, thank you. You did a great job. I was talking about your family, that rich history in basketball, and you and your brother are carrying that on, so awesome job. Good luck tomorrow and at regionals and state.
Yes, and state, yes.
And state, all right. We're going to grab Kira Friday, so thank you. Player of the game? Player of the game? Well, Kiara, thanks for coming up. Hey, great game tonight. Last week you guys kind of struggled a little bit against Worland, didn't play your best ball. Tonight it's you again, sparking the team, hustling out there. I was telling these guys, my daughter's nickname, and when she played as an all-state basketball player, they called her the Silent Assassin because she played with another player by the name of Tawny Robinson. And you know what Tawny was? She went and played in the WNBA, and Tawny did everything. You're the player behind the scenes a lot of times that maybe they don't see, but you do a great job. 17 points tonight. Tell me your thoughts real quick of what you think about this team going into regionals, and we hope state, and then your future plans after high school.
So I'm really excited to go to regionals and hopefully make it to state. We did have a tough game against Worland and a little bit of Jackson, but we made up for that tonight, and I'm just super excited. I think we'll do really good at regionals.
You play Lyman tomorrow night. They beat you 49-46 earlier this year. We think you guys are a better team, but again, you can't take these teams lightly.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough matchup, but what are your thoughts on that?
I do think it's going to be a tough matchup, but we've also gotten a lot better since then, and I'm just really confident now, and I think we'll do super good.
Great. Your plans after school?
So I'm going to attend Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado. And so, yeah, my family's went there, so I'm like super excited for that.
I was down there this summer, and I can just tell you that it didn't get under 100 degrees, so it was very hot, but very pretty country.
Yeah.
So, Kara, you're the player of the game tonight. Again, awesome job, and good luck tomorrow at regional and at state. And it's been fun watching you guys play and grow as a team, and we really have enjoyed you guys. So good luck and great job.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That was Kara Friday, Sandra St. Clair, and Kara Lincoln, the 3 seniors on this Lander lady basketball team. And they're, Scott, you know, I think they said it well. They play like a family. They play close-knit. And you saw them during the pregame warm-ups. A lot of them were in tears, knowing that this is going to be one of the last few times they play together. So it's great to see that kind of camaraderie. And with that, we're ready to start the second half. I knew we were going to get that squeezed in there.
That's perfect timing, Matt. You squeezed it right in.
I had to hurry up a little bit. Kara Lincoln did a great job of speaking there. I didn't expect that. She's a quiet young lady, but well-spoken on that basketball court. And just like that, Lander starts the second half. Interior pass and basket by St. Clair. Make this an 8-point game. And boy, it would be sweet to see Lander come back and steal a victory here from Thermopolis.
Well, they certainly can. We've talked about some of the things that they have to stop. One of them is interior, and the other thing Lander has to keep doing is what they're doing right now on your screen if you're watching on the YouTube, is try to force something in transition.
Interior pass again to St. Clair, and he scores again. 4 quick points by Lander. It's a 21-27 game just underway here in the second half. Potter has it. Turnaround shot is no good. Fight for the rebound is going to come down to Thermopolis. It's not what you want to see. They're going to work the offense. I thought they were, but 3-point shot goes out of bounds.
Yeah, that's an offensive foul on the rebound. Reaching over the back to try to corral the rebound was the Thermopolis player.
Great job of boxing out on that play by Lander as well. Tigers back on offense. Bell with the ball. Same starters as in that first half. Bell, St. Clair has it. Back to Bell, fires a 3-point shot. Oh, no good. Rebound comes down to Wilmington.
Thought he had that one. That was a good look too from Peyton.
Yeah, it did. It looked like he had the shot and everything he needed. Now the turnover comes back to the Tigers. Shot up and in by Parker Sixby, his first basket of the night. And again, almost a turnover, and Lander Tiger bench is fired up as they're within 4 points here.
That's what Lander does really well, is disrupt and lead and use that to lead themselves into transition. That's the one thing I think they're looking to do more of in the second half, and certainly have to start this third quarter.
Bobcats break the Tiger press. Lander having outscored them up 6-0 here in the third quarter. Again, just underway, 6:10 to go here in this third. Purdy has it. Excuse me. Potter. I don't know why I say Purdy. It's Potter. I'm thinking of Brock Purdy, I guess. Now we have an offensive foul on the Tigers.
Offensive foul, number 15.
Didn't see who drew it, but a nice job of getting set there by the defender, it looked like.
You know, Washburn, he was being aggressive, which is good, but the defense had position. Tigers still in that full court press. Thermopolis breaks it. And we got a foul on the drive by Potter. That's going to be, I think, on Sixby.
It might be the third
team foul. Parker Sixby, second personal.
Second foul on Sixby.
Second team.
That's good. He's a spark plug, too, for these Tigers.
Certainly was last Friday.
Potter with the easy basket inside. Kind of had a screen there and where he was able to get open. Bell has it tipped away out front.
Whoa.
I don't know what happened there.
So I think Parker may have thought that he traveled and sort of gave up on the play and then did travel. They didn't call him on the first one, but they Called him on the second one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. And I don't know if he was going to pass it and Bennett Washburn wasn't ready. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, we have a tipped ball. That's good hustle by Sixby there to get the ball back.
This is Lander at their best, and they do it not just on their side of the defensive court, but they do it in that full court press of getting a hand up, tipping the ball out. Good things tend to happen for them.
Tigers down 31-23. Sixby's going to fire the three-point shot. No good. Peyton Bell hustles down for that rebound. That's just pure hustle. That's when you're that short. Oh, the shot blocked by Thermopolis.
That was all Peyton Bell, though, saving that possession for the Tigers, giving his guys a good look at the basket.
Interior pass goes out of bounds off Thermopolis. It'll go back to Lander.
Well, you got to start converting on these opportunities. There have been plenty in the second half for Lander, and it's all been to their credit, and they're creating this disruption, but they're just not finishing the plays.
That's a smart play there by Washburn, driving baseline and drawing the foul. But you're right, Scott. They are uncharacteristically missing these threes, and they usually shoot a lot better from three.
Yeah, Peyton's always good for at least one. Sixby.
Speaking of Sixby, there you go. Sixby from the corner. Back to a 5-point deficit for the Tigers. 4:35 to go here in the third. Thermopolis is going to break the press. Shot up and in by Del Dukes as he drives baseline. That's a smart play. The defense wasn't quite set. He was able to get that ball in there before the defense had a chance to set up. And
Parker Sixby getting hit in the shoulder. Hopefully he's okay. Might be trying to show the official that he'd gotten hit in the shoulder, but
he got a little stinger there.
Some good contact, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's still a little gimpy there. That did not feel good, you can tell. Whelan has it out front. Looks like Thermopolis is back to his zone. Sixby for three from the corner again. Bounces, no good. Rebound to St. Clair. Back out to Whelan. Shot no good. And there's Bell hustling for it. 2 offensive rebounds by the Tigers. Whelan with another three. That's no good. And finally, Thermopolis with the rebound.
3 pretty good looks there. You don't want to live by the 3 too much. Peyton Bell doing a great job. Again, individual effort of creating those chances on the rebound.
The Mop working again the perimeter, and this is the one thing they did in that first half. They're a patient team, and they just keep working it till they find that interior person open. Dukes drives in, the ball's on the floor. Somehow, Longwell got the basket to go, but I think there was a call before he shot that.
I thought they might call it travel. They might be talking about a foul on the floor. Tell you what, the bench got a timeout before the shot went up.
I thought there was a whistle, like there was a timeout. So it was, I think, Thermopolis' timeout. You always hate to when you're the coach and your team hits a basket just as you call timeout, but
I think it was a good timeout. That play didn't look like it was going anywhere. The ball was after a low kind of knee-to-knee pass between the two Thermopolis guys down there. You did get the feeling that wasn't going to go well for the Bobcats, but as soon as you call that timeout, of course, your guy picks it up and puts it in the basket. But now they have a chance to draw something up here in the timeout.
Lander down by 7, 33-26, 3:24 to go here in this third quarter. And, Sixby hits a three there. Other than that, I'm looking down here. We've got 2 3-pointers in this game, and Lander's probably shot 10 to 15 of those. They're just not able to connect tonight.
A lot of those have been here in the second half, Matt, and they've created these opportunities for themselves defensively. I don't know if you want to turn this into a 3-point contest, but on the other hand, Whelan's good for it, Sixby's good for it, Bell's good for it. So if you get the open look, definitely keep trying those.
Gerber has it out front for Thermop. Now Hasty back out to Gerber. Again, Thermop working the perimeter on this zone. Lander doing a nice job. Lander's just got to be patient as well on defense as Thermopolis is on offense.
And guard that inside.
And there's that interior pass stolen by Bell. Goes up for the shot, and it's good. That ball was tipped. That ball was also tipped. Could have been
would have been a goaltend had it not gone in, I believe.
Back to a 5-point lead for Thermopolis as they break the press. And there goes Duke's baseline. Interior pass on the floor again, and we got a jump ball. And it will stay Bobcat basketball, but Duke's has been driving that baseline and then just dishing off, and the Tigers doing a nice job of intercepting those passes.
Yeah, Lander doing a much better job defensively inside in the second half.
Shot no good by Dukes, and he's going to be called for the foul on the follow-up.
It'll be team foul number 4. Obviously benefiting Lander with the possession. Lander has had all the chances they've needed here in the second half, and it's only a 5-point game, but they could just as easily be up by 5 if they can get these shots to start falling here.
And that is Duke's 4th foul, so he's going to have to come out of the game. And he's been the one that's kind of been initiating this offense for Thermopolis here in the third. St. Clair has it, drives baseline. Puts up a shot, it's no good. He gets his own rebound, or Bell does now. He puts up the runner, that shot's no good. And there's Thermop with the rebound. That's a tough break as Lander had several opportunities, just could not convert. Potter with the pass into Longwell for the basket. I tell you, I've never been a fan of that where they take 2 steps and then jump. To me, it's like, how many steps do you get? And then you can still pass it.
Kind of a Euro step, yeah.
I'm going to say Mediterranean. It looked like there's even more steps in the Euro, but and we got a foul, it looks like, over here on the side.
Yeah, that's going to be on Thermopolis as well. I thought they were at 4 team fouls already, but that appears to be team foul number 4, so no more to give for Thermopolis.
Bell with it out front in the corner to Sixby. Quick 3-point shot, no good, and there for the rebound is Thermopolis.
Just didn't have time to get arc on that one.
Yeah, it was a pretty flat shot. Almost got stuck there between the rim and the backboard. Lander still in that 2-3 zone.
It's been a lot more effective here in this second half.
Now Potter has it inside, turnaround shot, no good, and there's Sixby with a nice rebound. Tigers back on offense. And we have an offensive foul on Sixby. Boy, I did not see that, but
Sixby has been on the wrong end of a couple of really close calls. I'm not even sure he understood what he did, kind of looking to the bench for explanation. He stopped, and I thought for a moment he might be trying to draw contact, but the official saw a hand go out or an arm go out.
Yeah, they said he pushed off with his arm, but I mean, he got clobbered down here when he had the ball, no call, but yeah, it is what it is, so we play on. Thermop back on offense. Looks like they've got some subs in there right now. Turnaround shot, no good. Comes down to Brooklyn John, and he's going to bring the ball up the court himself. Back to Finn McFadden at the top of the key. Both teams subbing in here. 39 seconds to go. Pass almost stolen, but John runs it down. Now we got a foul, it looks like, as John was driving to the basket. That's me on number 10, Will Cole.
And he drew the contact. And team foul number 5, so 2 shots for Brooklyn John.
You know, there's one player for Thermopolis I haven't seen yet, but his last name is Pebbles. His first name is Stone.
Wow.
So we've had some colorful names this year.
Man.
And as Brooklyn John connects on the free throw. Just a 6-point game here. And now they're going to, looks like they're going to
get Moffitt in for Bell.
John will be back up there at the free throw line, trying to convert here on the second one. Shot on the way is good. Nice looking free throws by Brooklyn John. And we got a quick timeout here by the Lander Tigers. 30-second timeout with the score 35-30 and 30 seconds. So everything is 30. We'll keep it right here. Scott, you know, the Tigers have fought back in this game. They're playing tough basketball, and I think like you mentioned, if we can get a few shots to fall, we're right back in this, if not in the lead.
Yeah, they're fine. Lander's in a good spot. I think they could be up by 5 had they been a little luckier on some of those shots here in the third quarter. But this is a team that is capable of scoring quickly and going on 6-0, 8-0 runs. Thermopolis isn't as much. They like to run their offense set, take their time, and find something inside. So Lander has that big play, quick strike potential, and there's still plenty of time left. Got to make sure that you keep doing what you're doing defensively and creating disruption. And also, Lander's done a better job of this in the second half, but preventing those interior entry passes to the inside.
Yes, they have. They've gotten some steals. They've gotten some fouls, trying to get the steals. So now they get a steal right there with a quick putback by Talon Whelan, just what they needed.
Exactly what we're talking about, creating disruption, getting hands in the passing lanes.
There's another turnover, and ball's on the floor. John runs it down. Now it's still on the floor. Somehow Thermop comes up with it. Potter with it. Turnaround shot is no good as he drives to the basket. Boy, that ball could have went to Lander several times there.
Just not lucky bounces. Lander doing an excellent job in their own backcourt of getting hands in the passing lanes, creating those disruptions, and that ball can bounce anywhere, and it was just a fortuitous bounce for Thermopolis in that exchange.
Free throw on the way by Potter is good. Yeah, I mean, they had players on the court there, and it looked like Lander was going to get it, and the next thing you know, Thermopolis has it up ahead, 2-1 break.
Bell and 6B into the game for Lander after the free throw here. There will be 11.8 seconds for presumably Lander to work with if they can get a rebound.
Second free throw is good by Potter. 10 seconds to go here in this third quarter. Lander down 32-37, 6 seconds. Now to 6B. Trying to get it inside. Finn McFadden fires up the 3, no good. That would have been a nice three-pointer to end the quarter. But Lander's still only down by 5. They cut this lead in half. At the end of 3, it's 37-32. Lander trailing by 5 as we go in the fourth quarter. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back after this commercial message.
Why do we enforce seatbelt laws? Because in real life, you don't get a second chance.
Justice Jacobs State Farm Insurance Agency, where friends go. Justice and his team are dedicated to helping you protect what's important. We offer a variety of insurance products and services to help you protect what's important to you. With customizable coverage plans, safe driving rewards, and discounts, Justice Jacobs can help you create a solution that's right for you. Go Tigers! Visit us at 990 Main Street in Lander or online at insuredwy.com.
Matt Myers back here with Scott Fuller as we start this fourth quarter. The Tigers will get the ball to start the quarter down 32-37. They've been playing better basketball. It's going to be a good test here in this fourth quarter as Bennett Washburn turnaround shot, and that is his shot.
Great job by Washburn getting position on the blocks and then making a nice drop step move.
Thermopolis will break the pressure as Hasty has it. Out to Howe. Back to Howe. Left side to Gerber. Again, Lander in this zone. They've been playing this zone more and more over the last few weeks. This is probably due to more matchups. Potter has a turnaround shot, misses it, gets his own rebound. Ball's on the floor, and somehow he puts it in.
His back was to the basket as he went up the second time. I don't know how he was able to get it kind of up over his head and find an angle off the glass. That was a really impressive play down low.
Yeah, he missed the short shot, and then the ball's on the floor. The Tigers just could not get that tied up, and tough break for Lander on that one. Free throw bounces around and falls in, so Thermop converts the three-point play, and they're back up by 6, 40-34 here. 7:10 to go in the fourth quarter, just underway. Bell drives baseline. Back to Washburn. Turn around, puts up the shot. It's no good, but that's the shot he needs to take right there.
It's a good shot. It's a good look.
Vermont back on offense. Bomingen gets it to Howe. Vermont just, I wonder right now if Vermont is not going to try and draw Lander out of this zone and just work clock.
Yeah, they're really high, those 3 guards, as you can see, and then passing inside now.
Potter turnaround shot, no good. There for the rebound is Washburn. I thought they were going to call or weren't going to call it.
Yeah, it's an offensive foul. Again on the rebound, going over the back. Coach Mullins was politely asking for that call and got it.
I think his request was granted. I don't know if they would have given it to him had he not. But it was obvious there was a foul.
The right call,
there.
though, yeah.
Bell will bring the ball up for the Tigers. Gets it back to McFadden. McFadden back to Washburn out front. Turnaround shot. It's good. Bennett Washburn finding his groove inside there.
It's a great move. Started right elbow, and once he gets that position where he wants to be and can just drop one step, that's really tough to defend.
3-point shot from the corner, no good. There's Finn McFadden with the rebound.
And give the Tigers credit. We said in the Porter's Tailgate Show they had the rebound. They're up against the best rebounding team in the state. Statistically, Lander's at the bottom, and Lander has shown up on the glass today.
It's a 4-point game, 40-36. McFadden drives, spin move, shot is good!
Finn McFadden with a turnaround, nice angle off the glass. It was a pretty play.
That was a nice play by Finn McFadden. It's a 2-point game, 40-38. Vermont out front just working against this zone.
Yeah, they're trying to pull that zone up, as you mentioned, Matt, and taking time off the clock, too. I think Thermopolis feels like time is on their side. Still plenty of it, though. 5:18 to go.
With this much time, the only problem is you can get kind of in a lull if you're on offense and get out of your rhythm.
It's that prevent cover 2 in the football. It can sometimes backfire, as it did for Thermopolis on that possession.
Parker Sixby with the steal. I thought there might have been a foul there as that ball went out of bounds, but it still goes to the Tigers.
So now you have to make these opportunities pay off for Lander. You can't have empty possessions at this point in the game. You've gotten those out of your system. Lander's played very well defensively, creating that disruption here in the second half, but you got to get points out of it on the other end.
Moffitt with it out front and back to Bell. Now to McFadden, now to Sixby, fires the 3, no good. Rebound is on the floor. It's going to come down to Sixby, and we got a timeout. That was one of those plays where that ball could have went either way, and Lander just hustling gets the ball, so it's a 30-second timeout.
I like that timeout from Coach Mullins because he wasn't sure who was going to end up with that possession, and we just mentioned this point in the game, 4:41 to go, and down 2 are the Tigers. You cannot have empty possessions or wasted opportunities, so Coach Mullins more than happy to trade a timeout for a redo on that possession.
Yeah, that was a good timeout, and they were a little bit, not in a position where they were going to probably set up the offense they wanted to, or the play they wanted to. So, yeah, great call there to kind of get their composure back, get them calm down a little bit, set the play up here as they get ready to get the ball back here with 4:41 to go here.
You can't help but think about, as a Tiger fan, how many one-point losses this team has had to suffer. And some of that is just the clock runs out on you, but some of it, as we've talked about, rebuilding the boys and the girls programs here in Landers, learning how to win those close games.
Exactly. Right now, this is totally unofficial, but I only have Thermopolis ahead in rebounds by 2, 19-17.
Landers done a great job.
Bell fires the 3. It looks good. It is good! Peyton Bell from downtown gives the Tigers their first lead of the game, 41-40.
And right back into that press to try to create a turnover in transition here for the Tigers.
We'll see now if this lead will put the pressure on Thermopolis, how they handle this.
So far, they haven't made any adjustments.
Potter from the free throw line in the lane, turnaround shot. Drops for Potter.
This is where back and forth we go down the stretch with under 4 minutes to go now. Every dribble, every possession's important.
McFadden out front with the basketball. Again, Plenty of time, 3:50 to go here in the fourth. Sixby has it, drives in the lane, puts up the shot. It's going to be blocked out of bounds.
That was fortunate for Parker Sixby, and he wanted a foul. Not sure if he was shooting that ball, though, to be honest. I think he was looking to pass. Didn't put it on the floor when he caught it.
Whelan has it out front. Drives in the lane, puts up the runner. Shot falls for Taylor Whelan. And Lander back in front, 43-42. Pass up ahead, almost stolen by Washburn. Now the interior pass shot is no good. Shot missed by Longwell. There for the rebound is Washburn. Sixby for three, no good. Peyton Bell runs down the rebound. Whelan driving in for the shot. It's no good, but he's fouled.
I like Whelan going across the paint. He's found that from right to left, and in that play it was left to right. Nice kind of sweeping drive, pulling the defender with him and got contact, and we'll have some important free throws coming up, 3:14 to go.
And one thing I just seem to notice over the last few minutes, as Lander has fought their way back in, that free throw is no good by Whelan. But the Tigers have got the momentum right now. They have definitely, it just seems like Thermopolis is flat right now. They've ran the clock down quite a bit, but they've gotten out of their rhythm. Second free throw is good by Whelan, and Tigers are up 44-42 as Thermopolis breaks the press. Almost lost it. Now in the corner, three-point shot is no good. There is Parker Sixby with the rebound. Almost lost it. A little fancy dribble. Now the coach is saying run the offense. Back to McFadden, puts up the runner. The shot was almost blocked, a little off balance. And
tough shot, yeah.
He might have twisted his ankle a little bit. Three-point shot by Thermop, no good. The follow-up is good. And that shot was good by Potter in the right place at the right time. We're all tied up. Finn McFadden driving into the basket. He's fouled.
That was a great drive, Matt. I think he thought about a three for an instant and then realized he had enough room on the baseline to be able to create a higher percentage chance for himself, and he drove in there. It paid off as he was fouled.
You know, he's just a freshman. That's the thing. And
yeah.
If Finn gets confidence, and he told me that he goes, I just need the confidence. If he gets confidence, this kid is an amazing player.
Well, he didn't look like a freshman on that sequence. That was a very confident drive, and then ice in his veins made the free throw, putting Lander up 3, 2:32 to go.
Lander with the full court press. Again, as Scott just mentioned, they're up by 3, 47-44. The Tigers looking for a backcourt turnover here. Thermop breaks the press. And they're just working the ball, and then, that's fine now.
They're a ball
behind.
control team.
Corner three-point shot is good. And that's going to be Bommingen from the corner, ties it up. Tigers back on offense. 2 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. Sixby drives, passes inside to Washburn, to St. Clair. Just can't quite convert.
I wonder if St. Clair wasn't trying to draw the foul there, didn't get it, and with that hesitation going straight up, I think if he goes straight up, he makes it.
Pass almost stolen by Whelan. Now out front to Bommingen, inside to Potter. Baseline drive, pass inside, now stolen by Peyton Bell. Turnaround shot, no good. Tough break by Landers. They could not quite convert there.
I haven't seen Peyton miss so many of those as he has today. He's usually, he may get another chance. Nope, passes.
Pass up ahead to Wheeler for the shot. And we got goaltending.
That was a great job by Peyton Bell forcing the turnover, and they're going to count the bucket on the goaltend. Good call.
And what a pass from Bell.
Yeah.
That was almost a no-look pass, but Potter went up for the block. It was obvious it was going to be goaltending, and he just a little late getting to it.
Puts the Tigers up by 2, and now we're getting down to it, Matt. 1:13 to go.
Tigers, we got a timeout here. The Tigers need some more defensive stops here. Got a full timeout, so why don't we take it back to the studio. Quick timeout. We'll be back for the final 1:13. Lander up 49-47.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Northside Auto Body Shop in Lander is proud to support sports and student athletes for the 22-23 season. Northside Auto Body is a staple in the Lander community and is primarily engaged in automotive body, paint, and interior repair and maintenance. If you hit a deer or have a vehicle accident, Northside will get your repairs handled and accept all forms of insurance. Javi and the crew got you covered at Northside Auto Body Shop, 323 North 2nd Street, Lander.
And just like that, we got another timeout as the Tigers. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here and just tell you what just happened. Thermopolis broke the press, but they were kind of cornered there and double-teamed on the sideline. And so they called a quick timeout to keep from committing the turnover. And just ran 4 seconds off the clock. The Tigers still up by 2. One thing, I don't know. I don't know that I was thinking of Thermopolis watching this game progress as being a three-point team, but they've had a couple of clutch three-point shots. At least I thought there was more than one, but Malmingen.
It was a big one. It was a big one here in the fourth quarter, and if you enter this sequence here, you're 1:09 to go. Both teams probably going to touch the ball twice.
Thermopolis inbounds it. Pass again. Bell out there trying to steal that pass. Thermopolis out front breaking the pressure. They get the ball to Gerber.
They're really trying to control the clock.
Now they get inside to Potter. The ball's on the floor. Fought for. We got a jump ball.
Jump ball. Possession arrow Bobcats.
And staying with Thermopolis. That was good interior hands defense, though, by Lander, trying to create something. 48.4 to go.
That Potter keeps bringing the ball down, and the Lander defense is right there to try and steal it. Inbounds goes to Potter. Turnaround pass and shot is good. Nice pass to Longwell by Potter. He turned around. There's like 2 or 3 players on him, and he just passed it over to Longwell for the short basket, and we're all tied up again.
Good design on the inbound play as well. Yeah, all tied up at 49. Obviously, Lander is no stranger to this situation. They have been in so many close games, Matt, and unfortunately they have come up on the wrong end of it at least 3 times here this season. I don't know how many teams have lost 1-point games, but Lander's lost 2 of those, at least 2 of those. And so they've been here before, but it's some of that is good for experience. You know what it's like playing these close games. Coming out on the right side of it is another learned skill that they're trying to improve on. But
yeah, I think I counted almost 10 of these games where there was 5 points or less that they have played in and lost most of those games. So they've been right there. The question is, can you win some of these games, like a game like tonight, and get over that hump? Because when you look at the amount of games they've lost by such a low amount, and they still play with such tenacity. So I'm curious to see, as we 42 seconds to go here, if Lander will just wait and play for 1 shot here.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I don't think that's in their DNA, but I think they'll probably think 2 for 1. But if they could pull it off, and they're certainly in no hurry, that'd be interesting.
Tigers with the ball out front, and that's going to be a foul on. That's going to be on Dukes. That's number 5 on him.
Not a smart 5th foul either, and that takes him off the board, obviously, for the remainder of the game. 31.6 left, which would include overtime, not out of the question, tied at 49, but that takes out a lot of scoring ability inside for Thermopolis and a lot of size.
Lander Tigers, they started their play, and the referee didn't give the ball to the player. 26 seconds. Bell has it out front. Now to Washburn. Tigers working. It looks like they are going to work for one shot here.
At this point, that's what they should do. 17 and counting.
14 seconds. Back to Sixby. All tied up at 49. Whelan has 8 seconds to go. Drives in the corner back to, oh, there's a foul and no call. Now they get it. That was an obvious foul, and the referee standing right there didn't call it.
Yeah, I think the officials may have been waiting for somebody else to call it, but before the ball hit the rim, that's going to be 3 free throws for Parker Sixby with 1.8 seconds left, and Lander has a chance to take the lead, obviously, and they could go up by 3 with just 1.8 remaining.
And I think now we got the referees having a little conference here.
I think they're deciding if it's 2 or 3.
It should be 3 because he was behind the line. They're going to say 2?
Coach Mullins wanting an explanation there. It looked to me like he was beyond the arc.
That is interesting because he was shooting, and they about took his arm off. I'm not sure how you cannot get that.
It's a shooting foul.
That is, I think what they're saying is, well, it's the 5th foul, so he gets to shoot 2, and they're not realizing that was a shooting foul, and that's what Coach Mullins is saying right now, that he was shooting a 3-point shot.
Not going to change their minds here.
That is, that you just hope that doesn't come back to bite the Tigers, because that is
you never want to see any call determine the outcome of the game.
First free throw is no good.
Well, that's enormous now. So with 1 remaining free throw, the best Lander can do is go up by 1. There's not a lot of time for Thermopolis, 1.8 seconds, but they are going to have a chance. You'll probably get a timeout right after a made free throw here by Thermopolis.
And all the Lander Tigers, they're back from the free throw line. They don't want to get a stupid foul, I guess you could say. Let's see if second free throw on the way is good. Gives the Tigers a 1-point lead with 1.8 seconds. And unlike the NBA, you do not get to advance the ball to half court.
So Thermopolis taking a 30-second timeout as we thought they would. They have a chance now to draw something up, but there is just not a ton of time. If you catch the inbound, the traditional inbound, 1.8 seconds will take you probably just over half court. So I think you try some kind of screen, and the longer the pass, the better for Thermopolis. Obviously, once a player touches the ball, that 1.8 starts to tick down. So no doubt that's what's being drawn up. And similarly for Lander, the most important thing here, use the clock as your friend and do not foul. Don't foul a shooter.
And an interesting strategy. You can just back off behind half court and say, we're not going to let you throw that long pass and get an easy shot. But we'll see what the Tigers do. They may...
so pressure defense forces more time off the clock because it's a shorter pass, but it also increases the chance of a foul. Lander with only 1 team foul, so they have plenty to give. Just don't foul a shooter.
Thermop looks to inbound it. They get it. Up ahead now. 3-point shot is no good, and the Lander Tigers are going to win this one. 50-49, and Scott, the Tigers finally win a 1-point game here.
Yeah, you start to worry that you're a little bit snake bit. It's really hard to put all your energy into a game and come to the end in a close game against good teams and come up on the wrong side by 1 or 2 points. And Lander on the right side of it here on this Thursday evening on the girls' senior night, taking down a Thermopolis team. And what impressed me most, Matt, was not necessarily the team they beat, but what they had to do to beat them. They had to overcome this rebounding advantage that Thermopolis has coming into the game. They had to make rebounding a priority. They're a team that doesn't prioritize rebounds normally, but they did that. Really held, I thought, Thermopolis in check when it came to both offensive and defensive rebounding. It's good coaching. That's great execution by the players. Coming up with a strategy and doing what you need to do in the last minute to come out on the right side.
And that game ended just at the right time as my voice is starting to leave. I can guarantee you I will sound like Barry White in the morning, and it's hurting right now. But I'll tell you, it was
close
worth it
game
for
will
this.
do that.
But I'll get these some stats tallied here. I'm pretty sure that Lander actually out-rebounded Thermopolis in the last couple minutes to take pull ahead here in the rebound count. And when you look at this, and I'm going to ask Coach Mullins about this. He's got to be proud of this team with just the way they fought on those rebounds. They did not give Thermopolis a lot. They got some second chance points, which kept them in the game, but overall, Lander did a great job on the boards.
Yeah, I think so too. Interesting strategy by Thermopolis that almost the entire fourth quarter, just slowing things down. They had no interest in the transition game all day, and Lander was as good in forcing those errors all over the floor as they were in rebounding. So a great defensive win, I think, for Lander. If you think about how kind of unusual a shooting night it was, Matt, for for Lander, in that none of their shooters were hitting from deep. Bennett Washburn established himself a little bit inside, especially in the second half, but the interior game wasn't there for most of the game for Lander offensively. It was good passing. It was good execution when you needed to, minimizing mistakes. And Lander, again, did a phenomenal job of forcing mistakes from a Thermopolis team that wants to slow the game down anyway. So they came up with a recipe. They did exactly what they needed to win. Good to see Lander get a 1-point home win and a chance to do it again tomorrow against Lyman. So we have girls at 6, Lyman boys at 7:30 playing Lander right here tomorrow. And that's going to do it for the regular season after tomorrow night. They'll be on to Thermopolis next weekend. And we're all very interested to see what both the boys and the girls teams from Lander can do up there in Thermopolis. But one more test after a successful doubleheader victory. The girls getting it done and the boys with a 1-point win over the Bobcats.
And, my stats on this, I know I missed a few of these, but I had Lander 21 rebounds, Thermop 22. I think I might have missed a couple right there at the last. But that's dead even with the best rebounding team in the state. You can't ask for any more there. And I thought Lander's, as my voice squeaks, I thought Lander's interior defense, Thermop was patient and they got some baskets, and then Lander made some adjustments there, and they were getting a lot of turnovers to stymie that Thermopolis offense.
Yeah, because that was wide open in the first quarter to the point where you wondered if Lander was going to be able to adjust to it, but they did. They did that in the second half, and they made those entry passes really difficult for Thermopolis, and the Bobcats just are not a transition quick team. They want to run their set offense, and they want to pass the ball around the arc until something opens up inside, and Lander was able to be just disruptive enough to come out on top. And you overcome that controversial foul call at the end of the game there where Parker Paxton pretty clearly had his feet behind the arc, really late whistle on the foul, and was in the act of shooting, and was only awarded the 2 free throws as opposed to 3. He missed one of them, so now Thermopolis has a chance to win the game. Fortunately for Lander, that note you mentioned about holding for one shot proved to be, in that last possession, the game winner for Lander. There just wasn't enough time left for the Bobcats to do anything with it.
Yeah, you give them any more time. You give them 4 seconds, 5 seconds. They got time to get that ball down and really get at least a 3-point shot off. But, they had a good play. They just the shot they took was a few feet inside the half-court line. And the percentage shot on that, if they would have made that, that would have been a shot of the year. And
I don't think he got it off either. I'd have to go back and look at the video, but I don't think it should have counted. But the ref did not call it dead, did not call the end of the game. So that would have been another controversy at the end of the game. But it's nice to have those not matter as much as all that matters. Everything's forgotten when you come out with a win, whether it's 20-point victory or 1-point win. And Lander, I think on the boys' side, much needed win here tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree. They, like you said, they've been snake bitten on a lot of these close games, and all it takes is to win a couple of these games, these close games, and your confidence starts to go. And next thing you know, you're beating somebody by 15 or 20 points, and because you've been there. You've been there in those close games, and that's going to do nothing but help you at regionals. If you can make it to state, it's going to help you there. You get to regionals and state when the pressure's really on, and here's a team that's been in 10 of these games already, and now they're starting to find a way to win them.
And those are all close games because except for maybe the opening round, depending on your seeding, you're going to be playing good teams, and the better the team is, the further you go in those respective tournaments. So you can't expect to win games at regionals by 20 points anyway. So I think it does help Lander to have been in so many of those close games, and for all the heartbreak that Tiger fans have had throughout the regular season on those 1-point losses. Eventually, in sports, it comes back around, and the pendulum swung back in the right direction for Lander tonight.
Yeah, and we mentioned this on last Friday in Worland that Lander could be playing Worland in the first game.
On the boys' side, that's a pretty likely seeding, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to know. We'll find that out after tomorrow, Friday's games, where these seedings will be. I don't know how soon they'll let everybody know. It should be pretty simple to find out. But Lander, the girls' team, if they can beat Lyman tomorrow, I think they'll probably play, and I could be wrong on this. I don't know if it's going to move them up too much. They're probably going to play Lovell, possibly Mountain View still, or not Mountain View, Powell.
Tough matchup either way. The Lander girls did get victories over both those teams here in this gym inside of the last month, but beating a good team once is difficult. Beating them twice is even harder, especially when you played them recently. It's always tournaments, Matt, postseason or otherwise, are always interesting from a coaching perspective in the week leading up, because how much time do you spend on the team you're going to play first, and how much time do you spend maybe on potential matchups later in the tournament? So you've got 3 days of practice time starting on Monday, and you probably know who you're going to play first. Do you solely focus on round one, or do you expand your practice and your focus on what you're working on to additional teams in the tournament too?
And that's a good question for Coach Mullins. I think the benefit is you've played, at least at regionals, you will have played these teams, so you know what to expect. And so, you may play, say they play Worland the first game and they win that game, and then you end up playing a Pinedale the second game. Okay, we know what they have, and here's what we need to do to counter that. And so you may only have a 1 day, a couple hours, whatever, just to adjust, but that is the benefit of having played them throughout the season. If you get to state, a lot of those teams you may have played once, but a lot of times you haven't, and that's where that challenge comes in as far as strategy and trying to get the game plan the way you need it to go in your way. But
I think we both feel, boys and girls here in Lander, they could sneak into state. I wouldn't be surprised if either made it. They have to play just about their best basketball to do it, but they have the potential. Both teams can make it there. I'm really excited to see how the girls do in regionals, and those boys, when they get going, they most of the game today they were playing the brand of basketball they want to play in transition and forcing turnovers, and when they get that momentum going, they can be difficult to stop too. So one more game tomorrow night, but we're getting to the fun part. We're getting to postseason basketball.
Indeed, and it looks like Coach Mullins is on his way up here, so he's going to bring Parker Sixby with him. And boy, it's good to get a victory after all these tough games. Well, Coach, another close game. You got this one pulled out. We're watching this game, and we had talked about this beforehand. Thermopolis, we didn't know this before, but Thermopolis leads the state in rebounding.
Oh, yeah, and you can see why, right? Extremely athletic, big, strong kids. 6'3", 6'4", 6'4", 6'5", maybe, so, they pose a huge challenge, and, that was the reason we won, was because we rebounded with them. So we knew that was going to be a big test, and we got the ones that we needed.
Yeah, we were talking about that. I have unofficial stats because I'm trying to mark every time you guys got a rebound and announce at the same time. Dead even on the rebounds.
Yeah,
that's an amazing job you guys did on the boards tonight against this team.
We knew that was our last little domino. I think that we needed to fall for us if we were going to really compete. And this team is probably the deepest team in the state. They had a kid tonight that didn't even play. He was sitting at the end of the bench. I don't know if he's injured or what, but they roll 9, 10, 11 kids that they don't really drop a beat, and so they are probably the most talented team, just top to bottom in the state, and we knew it was going to be a huge challenge, and just really proud of the boys.
I thought too, that in the first half you guys playing the zone defense, and Thermopolis again, they were patient with it, but in that second half they seemed to get a little impatient, and you guys got some key turnovers on their interior passes that you were able to convert for buckets at the other end.
Yeah, I was joking with the coaches. We called that timeout with 30 seconds left at the end of the third, and we jumped into a little bit different press, and we got 3 steals out of it. The way that the game was going, it felt like they would break it and shoot a layup, and I'd look really dumb, but we got a couple tips on the ball, and then we stayed in it. And it seemed like as the game was more chaotic, it was more in our favor. Because they were really trying to be very patient. You heard them with 6 minutes to go. I don't know if you could hear it from up here, but the coaches yelling, hold the ball, and so that's a recipe sometimes for a disaster, especially when you have the lead. And then when they lost it, it's hard to get that momentum back. And so, we were fortunate that, Parker makes 1 free throw and we win.
Now, I don't want to, gripe on the officials, but on that call, he was behind the 3-point line, and he turned to shoot and got hit in the arm, and yet they only called it a 2-point foul because of that being the team's 5th foul. But I heard you talking to one referee. What was his explanation on that shot?
Not a very good one. I was saying, what are we trying to do with 1 second left? Are we trying to pass the ball? No, we're trying to shoot the ball, right? So of course he's not passing it, but their coach got in his ear probably quicker than I did. I just assumed we were shooting 3, and then he comes back and holds up 2. And, Parker's a good free throw shooter. We knew he'd make at least 1 out of 2. And, and then, they had a decent look, but it was fun to get that one.
Yeah, definitely. And you look down at the scores. They were led by Potter. He had 16, and then I think Longwell 11. But you guys are even across the board. You got Whelan with 10. Washburn had a great game tonight with 10. Parker Bell with 8. Peyton Bell, Sixby with 6. St. Clair with 7. I thought McFadden had a great game there too. He came in and was that's got to be a confidence booster for him.
Well, he's so athletic, and we put him at the top of the press there, and he's very rangy, and so he was able to get a couple tips on the ball, and that was huge, man. He made a huge shot down there, coming back to his other side, and that's just any confidence we can give that kid is good, and he's such a talented player. We just got to keep him going.
Right. Tomorrow you guys play Lyman. You beat Lyman earlier in the season in Lyman. What do we know about Lyman? I wasn't announcing at the time, so that's kind of an open-ended question as far as what is their strength and what do they present?
They got some bigs. Caleb Smith is one of the better bigs, I think, in 3A, and they've got they got lots of Bradshaws, but another Bradshaw that's a senior that's just rangy and super athletic, and we played really well down there. We held them to 36 points and got some things to fall for us. And, they had some turmoil going on. They had a couple kids quit in the last couple weeks. But I think since then they've played a lot better. So, sometimes getting rid of cancer, can improve things. And, they were tied with Powell at halftime up in Powell last weekend. So, we talked to the kids, it's always a tough game with Lyman, and they always improve over the course of the year. And so it'd be fun for these seniors on senior night to go out and put a good game together. I was hoping for it tonight as far as the offensive side, but we'll just keep working.
Yeah, and at this time of the year, it just seems like there's no easy game. So to get one like this is key. And good luck tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. And yeah, it's going to be fun going into regionals and hopefully to state as well.
Yeah, it'd be fun to go in there with a couple wins, and yeah, if people don't have plans, that's going to be one of the more entertaining 3A regionals that I'll ever be a part of, I think. So a lot of close games, everybody's even, and I could not tell you honestly who the 4 teams will be coming out. So it'll be fun, and hopefully we can put enough together to put our foot forward and maybe give ourselves a chance to do that.
And I think that's something I've noticed this year too. It's just that's so close. Every team is so close in talent and different styles of play with some versus others, but it's just close all the way across the board. And so yeah, it'll be fun to see. So, but anyways, thanks for coming up.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks,
Great
guys.
game, and good luck tomorrow night.
All right, perfect. See you tomorrow.
Coach Stu Mullins, and always good, Scott, to get that close win at home. And now if we can just get one tomorrow night. We also we didn't have time to talk much about this as far as the player of the game.
Let's get ourselves a State Farm player of the game. Oh boy, I mean, I hadn't thought of it before now, Matt, and I like what I saw from Peyton Bell when it comes to creating second chances. He was in there on the offensive glass, and when he wasn't getting the rebound, he was tipping the ball enough where one of his teammates could come up with it, and they created second chances that way. A lot of those came up empty for Lander, especially early on. But as usual, Peyton running the point guard position and just all over the floor. One of the shortest guys out there, but he's the first guy in amongst the bigs trying to get the rebound. So I don't know how you feel, but I like Lander's point guard for player of the game.
Yeah, you can't disagree. I mean, I could go with Noah St. Clair. He had a bunch of offensive rebounds as well. Bennett Washburn, I think, had that game that we needed to see from him. I think he finally realized he could shoot over these players. Once he got a few shots to go, Whelan had some great points as well. I mean, you could give it to four players if, just kind of like with the girls' game, you want to give all those senior girls a player of the game. But, yeah, I think Peyton Bell, I don't have a problem with that. He runs the offense, and his hustle is contagious, and just as with St. Clair. So,
on defense, too. He was a big part of disrupting things for Lander defensively, leading to opportunities for their offense. So at times it was a tough night offensively for Lander, but they obviously got it done when they needed to. So thanks to Justice Jacobs, our local State Farm agent here in Lander, for sponsoring the player of the game. And we got one more of these, Matt. We'll come back tomorrow night and face Lyman, and then the postseason begins.
Yeah, and like Coach Mullins said, they've been involved in a lot of close games, but there's been a lot of teams involved in close games this year. It's 3A. There may be one or two teams that are winning games by more than 5 or 10 points. Probably Powell being the number one team, but otherwise it is close across the board, and that's why, like you mentioned earlier, if Lander plays good basketball next week, both these teams, boys and girls, can make a ticket to state.
And as a fan, I don't have a kid on the team. I'm just here as a broadcaster, but I like it that way. I like when any given night can go down to the wire and there's a lot of parity within a class or a division. And I think it just makes for more exciting games, especially in basketball, and especially as you get into regionals in the postseason. So it gives every team a legitimate shot. If we play our best, we might find ourselves in Casper. So, it's both these teams, having watched them for the last couple of months, very curious to see how the boys and girls will do after they face Lyman tomorrow.
Well, I think that should wrap it up for tonight then. Scott, thanks again. It's always fun working with you.
Thanks, Matt.
I can't say that about everybody I've worked with, but
nobody can, I guess.
Yeah, but you guys from County 10 have been fun to work with, all of you guys. So wish you could go to regionals and state too, but I understand. We'll be back tomorrow night. I think I had those times. I think it's 5:30 and 7. 5:30 for the girls, 7 for the boys.
I think it's 6 and 7:30.
Did I
on the spreadsheet? The latest, I think I saw 6 and 7:30.
Because they've changed that on us. So this is
unless you have
this is the one that just got sent out on the 20th.
All right.
5:30.
We'll go with that. We'll go with 5:30. I'm glad you mentioned that because I had 6 o'clock in my mind. So 5:30 for the girls and 7 for the boys.
And if it is 6 o'clock, you're early and you still get to watch it and listen to it. So, all right. Well, thanks again, everybody, our fans out there listening. We're going to call it a night for tonight, and we will be back tomorrow night for more Lander Tiger basketball. Good night, everyone.